If this is your first time or your usual time with us, then welcome to XboxEra. We provide a platform for the Xbox community from our forums and Discord, our main site with the latest news and reviews, and our podcasts like the XboxEra Podcast and You Have Me at Halo. We exist, our focus on the Xbox platform front and centre, because so many media publications out there don't. We love this community and believe Xbox really can be the very best place to play. If you love what we do, help us. You can join as a YouTube member, or even better, subscribe to us on Patreon. You help us grow and get plenty of perks to enjoy as a token of our appreciation. Just head to patreon.com/XboxEra. And as always, thanks for sticking around. This podcast is brought to you by executive producers Torn Raptor and Top.
What's going on, everyone?
All right, I just gotta say,
what?
That was pretty smooth.
They literally turned videos on for backgrounds as I was clicking to go to the going live thing. Holy shit!
Finally,
it looks so
How
nice.
Good is that?
Oh, this is a new feature for StreamYard?
Right.
Oh, that's
that I requested. I've been in DMs with them for months. I'm like, please let us add video background.
You could have a 3 megabit GIF. That was it.
Yeah,
so before we had this. That's what was on the entire time. And then I clicked going live, and all of a sudden it pops up. Video backgrounds are now supported in the studio.
So
and here it is.
Anyway.
Holy shit.
Anyway.
I love it. What's going on?
Welcome to episode 180 of the XboxEra Podcast. As you can see, just like a couple of weeks ago, I am hosting again. John is not around. So who knows what's going to happen, because I have not been keeping up with any gaming news this week. But before we get to any of that stuff, I'd like to welcome my co-host for this week, Ursel, aka Soulblazers. Soul, how are you?
Yo, pretty good. I have some family over, so if it gets kind of loud in the back, I'll mute myself. But otherwise, it's pretty good.
That's
been a nice week.
Good. Jesse, who is always no longer behind the scenes, he's now front and center, helping produce the show. Jesse, how are you?
Mm-hmm. I'm doing very well. It's been a real busy week playing a game I don't even know if I can talk about. But then I see a whole bunch of streamers streaming the first 5 hours of it. Yay!
Okay. Now, before we get to anything, there's something very important that needs to happen. Now, you can all see my attire, which should give you a clue as to what's about to happen. Now, we may get DMCA'd here. We may get demonetized. I don't give a shit, because what happened last weekend is a once-in-a-blue moon event. So I'm going to make the most of it. So now, good old Collingwood, you're watching right now. I'm going to try something that a little bit different that might hopefully not get us DMCA'd, but Collingwood won the premiership last week, and I was there. It was very exciting. First time in 13 years, but we'll talk a little bit about it soon. But I've got to do this first. Go Pies! Look at that. Bit of more of a dance remix. Can everyone hear that? Is that loud? Oh, it is. I love it. It's so good. Oh, I need everyone to just soak it up. Now, got that out of the way. It was so good. Yes, so for those that are watching, which is the majority that are watching that don't understand Australian rules football, that's our national sport. It's been going for roughly 150 years. Collingwood is like the closest equivalent would be, I guess, Manchester United or Liverpool in the EPL. In the NFL, Jesse was saying probably the New England Patriots, but I'm not sure of the closest.
Yeah, for before their recent few years, like for a good 20-year streak, they just kept winning or being in the Super Bowl.
And essentially any Boston team, you could say, too, at one point in their history.
Okay, yeah. So for example, the competition's been around for roughly 150 years. Collingwood has played in, it wouldn't be as choppy. Collingwood has played in roughly 45 of the grand finals, play 100 games, play in the championship. It's very,
can't show nipples.
It's a very, very big deal. Like the fact that he plays for us and all that sort of stuff.
That just blew my mind. I thought this whole time it was just soccer, like just normal football.
No, it's sort of like Gaelic football. The Irish have Gaelic football, so it's a similar sport to Gaelic. We actually play an international rules series against them most years during the off season. No, Pez Pablo, it's not terrible. It's one of the greatest sports in the world, and they're arguably the best athletes in the world too, in terms of their fitness and speed and power and all that sort of stuff. They bash into each other. No padding, no helmets. know nothing. Like, you guys in most of your sports have a shit ton of protection. Our guys have nothing. They just have nothing. So, you know, there was a play towards the end where one of our guys has kicked it away, and then their guy has just charged in and cracked 3 of his ribs.
Holy crap!
He's got 3 broken ribs after the game.
Better that than
and that same player in the very first game of the year went up, got his legs taken out from under him, came down and snapped his arm in 2.
Oh,
he
Jesus.
just totally snapped his arm in 2. Like a lot of the accidents that happened in AFL, doctors compare them to car accidents.
Jesus.
Because these guys hit each other so hard and so fast, and
I thought hockey was violent, man. This sounds next level.
It's funny you say that. The LA Kings were out here a couple of weeks ago, and they attended a match. So
That's
they
cool.
were kind of like, they did a sort of a promotion with us because they're black and white. The LA Kings, Collingwood are black and white. They came out and watched a game, and they played an exhibition match, an NHL exhibition match out here.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, it was so good. I've spent so much money on merchandise, so much money. The club just announced that they made $4 million in the last week.
Damn.
On merch. Oh, like you don't understand. Like Collingwood is the second most attended / watched sporting team in the world. Like, the top 5 is 4 EPL teams and us. Oh, not EPL, sorry. 4 soccer teams, 4 European soccer teams
Premier League
and
probably,
us. So Borussia Dortmund is number 1. Collingwood is number 2. Who's number 3? I think Man United was 4. Inter Milan was number 5. And there was some other soccer team number 3. And then there's us at number 2. And that is despite the fact that we played a lot of Sunday games, which is like the graveyard shift where not many people go for the whole first half of the season. If we were being put in prime time on Friday and Saturday nights, we would be number 1 in the world. Most attended sporting club in the world. But yeah, it was the best. It was the best. We
did get a we got a super chat from Dominic Malta, $1.99, but then he says,
"Oh, there it is."
Yes, I absolutely love your YouTube intro animation. It's so captivating. I'd seriously pay for one just like it, and love the show as always. Keep up the amazing work. Thanks, mate. Rand, I don't know why he says this. That is how it is here with AFL. Any Australian, that's how we all talk when it comes to AFL and like our teams. Because like I'm a member, don't forget. Like I've been a Collingwood member for 26 years, and I pay $650 a year, and I go to mate.
Have you seen
the
that
sport,
show on Hulu or Disney, or whatever? The one with Ryan Reynolds and the guy from Always Sunny, and they buy like a soccer team. So
no, but I know they did that.
Very similar to like the people that they interact with in that show, like the people that are
The
in that
weirdos.
town, and
Yeah.
Like
I know, and I understand Rand's thinking because American sporting clubs treat their supporters a bit like peasants. Like
The
they
big
don't
ones,
acknowledge, they don't acknowledge their supporters and the way AFL clubs do, and maybe even NRL. But with AFL, they really like the sport. I mean, let's be honest, sport in general, would not exist without its fans. We're the ones that pump all the money in. Like if fans stopped going and stopped watching, the sports would eventually die and cease to exist. It's just with AFL, you feel a lot more a part of it. I mean, my money, I'm a member. Collingwood's got 106,000 members, which is an all-time record. And I am one of them. Like, I pay my $600 a year, and I'm a member.
600? Okay, Australian, but still.
$6 or $650. Yeah, $650. But the problem is, I go for Collingwood, which means every week the crowd is big, which means I basically have to book a ticket each week as well. So I end up really paying closer to nearly 1,000 by the time the season's ended. But man, last week was it was so good. It was so good. It was
I'm
amazing.
assuming
the
reason you can't talk is because you lost your voice last week.
I lost my voice last week, but I had a 30th last night as well.
Oh.
And so many people were smoking. and like I can't stand cigarette smoke. Like I just but yeah, spent so much money, and all I've been doing all week is just watching the replay. Like I had a sneaky suspicion Collingwood was going to be there in the grand final. So 3 months ago, I tentatively booked the week off. And I said to work, I go, look, I'm pretty confident Collingwood's going to be there. Fairly good chance we're going to win it. If we win it, I'm taking that week off. And they're like, okay. And we won. So all I've been doing all week is just like buying stuff and watching the replay over and over, and
hand in the pants.
Oh man, it's been so good. It's been so good. I haven't kept up with any gaming news like at all. I have not cared about anything that's been happening in gaming, but believe it or not, I've been playing games. So let's talk about what we've been playing. So Sol, what have you been playing this week?
I mean, I've been playing something that I can't.
We've been playing Lords of the Fallen.
Okay, all right.
We are going to be reviewing it. We can't give any opinions, but we can give opinions based on the videos we've watched. We've both watched a lot of streaming videos, and I'm going to comment along with Soul based on what I've seen from the literal first 5 hours of the game that people have been able to stream.
5
hours. I can't give any impressions on.
Jesus. The game looks fantastic visually, I'm just saying. It also looks like it's really fun, and it looks like it has some cool changes. But before we get into that, I have been playing honestly a lot of Halo. Whenever they add Husky Raid in, it's like, I'm not sure if anyone in the chat has ever played League of Legends before, but there's a mode they added called Earth, which is ultra rapid fire, which is just like all the characters are just doing tons more damage. They all have no cooldowns. It's just chaos. That mode became so popular that it kept coming back every year, every couple of weeks. Husky Raid kind of feels like that, but for Halo, it's just a single lane, random weapons, pure chaos, but still skill element involved in. And it's just, if you haven't played Husky Raid, you definitely should. It's so much fun. Other than that, I'm playing about something that we'll probably talk about later in this episode because we got an update today. And again, I've kind of been playing this game that I'm writing a review for, and I've been hesitating because it's not a particularly good game.
Well, you can talk that one's been up for a while, right? Hasn't it?
Oh, it is. Paleo Pines. It's like a farming game where you have dinosaurs. It's like the big crux. And the issue is, for the first 10 hours, it's a really boring farming game. Like very little new. Like it's so bare bones. There's no animation for getting on a mount. Your character just like puffs into smoke, gets off. You can't enter your house. You go to your house instead of going to your bed or something. You just go up, sleep. Things like that. It's okay. And then now I'm like 15, 20 hours in, and you have dinosaurs and you're using them for farming, and it's better, but like still.
It took a long time to get there.
Way too long to get there. Like, you'll see my review go up for that. It's gonna be just text only, probably this week sometime.
Okay, interesting. Jesse, what have you been playing?
I have been playing Build a Giant Megablox Xbox 360. So this took
controller.
Even lights out.
Yeah, got the controller. So cool. It's got everything on the back. This took a couple hours. It's got a little stand there, and I'm going to show this not complete 360 console that I have to be very gentle with because it's not complete, so it's not the most sturdy.
Watch it just shatter. That'd be
like it comes in essentially a 360-ish box.
That's cool. That's the arcade version, right? No hard drive. Yeah.
It comes with a hard drive on you can put on.
Oh.
So that's the cool. Inside.
You make the inside too?
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
And and it lights up.
Lights up. It looks so cool.
Why do you make the inside?
You know what would be even more amazing? If they found a way to shrink the motherboard in a way where that thing could actually like work.
Look, it's Cortana.
Like a working 360.
Hi, Cortana.
That's cool.
So yes, cool. I'm in the middle of building this. I'll be hopefully finishing it off on Monday.
I don't think the thermals would work, Nick. If that was a real motherboard with the real GPU and the cooling required.
But they actually engineered
like a Raspberry Pi 5. I wonder if Raspberry Pi
if they actually
5
engineered something really small, it would be a hell of a lot.
But Jesse, I mean, isn't that like
360.
the much inferior Megablox though? Are you sure you haven't?
Yeah, I get yelled at a lot for being like, "Oh, cool! Look at this thing I got for free for covering for on the site," and immediately got attacked. But yes, it's a Megablox thing. It's $150. I have no idea what other territories outside the US. It's Mattel, So if Mattel works in your area, maybe it'll show up there. I don't know.
Pretty
They
cool.
built they finalized it on The Verge because obviously they weren't doing it on streams. So if you want to see the full thing, and it comes with a little Halo 3 case and disc, and the disc goes in there, and then you can move it, and that's what lights up Cortana, and it's real neat.
You should put that disc on a T-shirt and sell it for a lot of money.
Oh God, it's a very ugly T-shirt that they're selling on the Gear Shop.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, so I didn't end up playing a ton. I really wanted to play like Cocoon, but I've mostly just been playing the game for review. I played a lot of it.
Yeah.
So, speaking of, I mean, I can't say how I feel about it, but I mean, I can just show people the game because this is just YouTube. I'm not. This isn't my footage. This is
Someone else.
Cowboy Man. Yeah, fighting cowboys with his millions of.
Yeah, apparently a
subs.
really big Souls streamer, which makes sense.
Yeah, he's got a couple million subs. So
Hey,
big streamer. Game looks fantastic. I imagine they're running on PC using a controller because I got it on PC because console code wasn't ready yet. So I have no idea about
console thing is.
console. I'm just looking at this PC footage. It looks very pretty. It looks very Souls. I would say if Lies of P was to Blood Kiro, like Bloodborne and Sekiro style from games, this looks to be more straight up just Dark Souls, like an actual RPG with leveling, making your own character, melee, ranged, magic builds, very dark, gothic, Giger-esque aesthetic, very Giger. For you HR Giger lovers out there. It's like Dark Scorn, but if Scorn wasn't shit.
Yeah.
Should I try sharing my screen to see if it's less choppy?
It's not It's okay. This one's a little choppy. It wasn't choppy before. It was running okay before.
When it gets fast, it gets really choppy. Probably like the
but that's everything because I've got about 20 megabit upload and it's only pushing about 3. So I don't think it matters who does it. I think StreamYard's just not.
From what I've seen of these videos, it looks like the game renders like an entire separate world at the same time that you're playing. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's the big thing. They talked about it before in coverage. It's called the Umbral World, and you got this lamp, and you can look into this whole other world they showed. And when you do,
that's not choppy.
It's not going to be choppy for you. It depends on what it looks like for the people. We're all getting our own things. Yeah, it's still pretty low res and choppy.
Oh, super low res.
But yeah, I mean, it's StreamYard's limitation
for you guys.
It's StreamYard's limitation. It's not our upload that really matters.
It is a solid 30 though, so it does look better, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it shows people what it is. They can go find it on a fuck ton of streamers' channels right now, like Carnage and a whole bunch of other ones who got to play it and talk about it and do all this other stuff. Boy, it looks fun.
It looks like if you're a fan of the Souls games, you'll probably like this one. Probably.
Yeah, keep an eye out for our review on that closer to launch, whenever that ends up being.
Though I'm curious how the console port ends up being, because like Immortals apparently looked great on PCs, and it was a fuzzy mess on my Xbox. So
yeah, I've got a 7900 XTX, which is the price of 2 Xboxes, and that can run it 4K around 60 using FSR 3 now. I can get like 80 to 100 depending on the scene. They're old boxes, and it's almost kind of like Thomas Puha was on IGN talking about Alan Wake 2, and a lot of people just grabbed it and were like, oh, he's saying the Series S sucks. And he's like, well, no, he was actually like, it's very different to make something, because you're shooting for your top spec.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. Oh, was that in the news? Did I put that in there?
Yep, you did.
I think you did.
You mentioned Alan Wake 2 in performance mode, so we can touch on it then.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so like with this one, it's just, I don't know. I have no idea if they've put in the work or not. Yeah, like if they were able to figure it out, how Unreal Engine 5
it's interesting though that the 2 big Unreal Engine 5 games that came out are both by new studios. I guess they're trying new things because they're like, hey, we're brand new, might as well, use the latest tech.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
Now, I know that I normally just play Rocket League, but this week I did start playing. I didn't finish it, of course. But I did start playing. I'll share my screen. I did start playing Cocoon.
Cocoon. Okay, that's what I thought. All right. Okay.
Not even that long. How did you not finish it?
Because I lost interest after a little bit and went and watched the replay again.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because all I've been doing is watching the footy. That's all I've been doing all week.
How
So I'm
is
surprised
it?
I played any games. It's good so far. Such a beautiful game. Like it's such a good looking game.
It's that basic but beautiful where they're not overdoing much. It just the art style's so good.
And so far the puzzles, again, I've only just started. Look, the puzzles aren't overly difficult at the moment. Like I'm surprised at how I've managed to figure most of them out so far. Because I'm
It's
usually
the
not
Collingwood
great at that.
buff. All right.
It's a one-button game, right?
That's right. Yeah, it's just the one
Yeah.
button. And this part here I've already done, but see that? Like you've got to turn those pipes. So you've got to get that ball down all the way to the other end. But while it's going down now, you've got to quickly get to these pipes, switch them so it makes its way all the way down. So I was quite surprised that I figured this out all on my own. But yeah, it's cool. Like I was worried. I mean, look, I don't know how long it's going to hold my attention because
it's only a
nothing
six-
but
only like-
puzzles.
It's only a 6-hour game, I think. So
Not even.
it's not
not
very
even.
long.
I mean, look
Not
at this.
even.
This is Macca's walkthrough guide. 2 hours and 24 minutes.
flip.
So
Well, it's
yeah,
because he's not figuring them out. He probably knows them all.
McDonald's does walkthroughs.
yeah.
hmm
Really?
What? No, Macca as in. I honestly thought you were being serious there. By the way, I think Macca's going to be on our show. I think we're
that'd be
organising
really
in the
cool.
background. Yeah, we're organising for him to jump on the show.
Ronald or Grimace?
Hamburglar.
Oh no,
The
They're bringing him back a
Hamburglar.
bit, huh? I'm seeing
he
him
got
a lot.
canceled.
I don't even
We gotta
know.
be careful.
I thought it was Grimace that got cancelled.
Oh, they all have at some point. Just look at Ronald in the 80s. Oh god.
Oh
Terrifying.
man.
You know, Mash mentions in chat really quick about like how Souls maybe isn't niche anymore. He's not a minority. It's not that Souls. It's not that you're in the minority. It's that this genre is really goddamn big. Like it has a really big player base, so it makes sense people are making Souls-like games. Also, they play great. I'm just
Yeah. So
Anything
that's
else
what
you're
I've been playing. I just Rocket League.
One other thing I noticed in some of the streams about Lords of the Fallen is it just has straight up co-op. You don't have to do any weird invite shit. You just invite someone and they play with you the whole time. They never get kicked out. There's no
that's
weirdness. Good. You just play with them. It's really, really cool sounding, and I can't wait to experience it.
Oh, good.
same here.
No, just Rocket League. Changed my club name to Flag Pies. So the Magpies that won the flag were the Flag Pies 2023. Yeah, I think I should start streaming Rocket League, shouldn't I?
Might as well if you're playing
should-
it that much.
Yeah.
I know I should try and become a Rocket League streamer.
I mean, you're good at the game, right? You can do all the flips and crap.
You can use our Twitch channel. I built it up to like 500
Um,
followers.
You've been playing the game for like
Um,
3,000 hours. I'm sure you can do flips and things.
There's some people that are ridiculous, though, man.
there are some people that are freaks, and I don't practice that kind of stuff. I just
yeah.
play it. I play it quite straight,
Yep.
and maybe it's because I played real football / soccer for like 20 plus years that I apply a lot of my real tactics and the way I used to play real soccer into Rocket League. So maybe I'll start like Rocket League streaming and like teaching people like proper tactics. And hey, if it's 2v2, don't play like it's 1v1 and abandon me and go back. Stay up as my teammate. So if I'm crossing it in, I can cross it to someone. And this is when you should go. This is when you should stay. Because man, when you play Rocket League, you can really tell. And maybe it's because I've been playing it for what?
You mean
7
like
years.
game sense?
Yeah, like you can really
Ball
tell when you're.
chasers.
Yeah, you can tell when you're playing with someone who's never played real sport.
Yeah.
You can tell when you're playing with someone who's young, like very, very young.
Just want to hit the ball. That's it. That's
You
what I do
can
when I
just,
play.
you can just.
The younger
tell.
they
You
are,
can
the
just tell.
more racial epithets they put in quick chat.
Yeah, and the more that, like, you know, you'll be playing for 2 minutes, you'll cop a goal, and you'll see the request pop up to forfeit the match.
Yeah.
It's like,
that's how
oh
it
my
goes.
god, dude! Like, fight back! Like, fight back! Like,
That's
you
how it
don't
goes.
have to just quit because you got one goal. Like,
Ugh.
it's Rocket League. Comebacks are a thing. Um,
Call it Rock
yeah.
Nick League.
Rocket League. Maybe. Maybe just keep it simpler, like Rocket League with Nick. I don't know.
Honestly, if you want to keep it really
Um,
simple, just stream straight to Discord, the community Discord. It literally is a 1-minute setup, and boom, you're in.
No, I was thinking of doing that too. Hey, did you see That's something we didn't add in the notes, but I just noticed that I think on Twitter. And maybe that can lead us... No, we won't do that yet. I'll do it in a sec. Now, had a big night last night at the 30th, but luckily I was able to recover this morning with my control. Yeah. Which was very nice. So if you have a big night or if your sporting organisation wins their championship match and you have a big weekend over it, you can make sure that you recover with some control and go to www.drinkcontrol.com/XboxEra and use our code XboxEra to get 10% off this delicious drink. It's very, very nice. But I haven't had breakfast this morning, so I have to drink it anyway.
I feel like people are getting away from saying /. Now it's assumed if you're talking about a URL, people know what kind of slash it is. You know what I mean?
I'm just used to it. I'm old.
Yeah, and
I've been around when they've been saying URLs the old way for such a long time that I just say /. I don't know why.
I'm still a stick in the mud where I always say, anyone watching, if you don't mind hitting that like button, it's a huge help for discoverability. It's one of the main ways that YouTube cares about engagement. Number 1, watch time. Number 2, likes and comments. Number 3, views. It's actually below the others. Views don't mean much if you're not sticking around and engaging, because they want to be able to push those numbers to advertisers. So if you hit the like button, even if you hit the dislike button, that doesn't hurt us. It just makes it so you're less likely to see us in your recommended.
Any publicity is good publicity in the YouTube world.
Listen. I used to believe that until 2013, Microsoft Xbox One. Then I think the entire world realized
I'm
that is
talking
not
about
a
on
true
YouTube.
statement.
I know,
but that
YouTube
statement
world
is no longer real after that event. That's all I know.
Yeah. Don't worry, it is. It's fine.
Until you cross the line of getting banned, and then publicity burn.
Yeah, fair enough.
The world's been talking about Xbox ever since. So was it really that bad? Maybe.
It is still by far the number 1 SEO in gaming for English speaking.
Yeah.
In English worldwide, like every country combined on Google SEO search, it's always above. Like if I match all the major Xbox topics, they are above a PlayStation and above Nintendo as for searches.
Yeah, don't worry, mate. Don knew what he was doing. He knew. It was the long game.
He was a man who always inspired confidence.
Definitely.
Now, we was talking about streaming and me streaming Rocket League to the Discord. Apparently, I don't know where I read this. I swear I saw it on Twitter. Let me see. Where is it? I could have sworn I saw a thing where you'll be able to stream. You'll be able to stream to Twitter or something like that. I'm like, what the hell?
I
wish I
highly doubt.
I know.
Twitter doesn't
That's why
exist
I
anymore.
found it.
You mean X.com.
X. I'll never call it
They
X.
took off flipping X Twitter. I'm calling it Twitter, damn it. They took off Twitter uploading once Musk started charging a bunch of random fees and crap. Like,
yeah, you can't do the API scraping anymore because that would get rid of the bots. And then, that didn't do it. Who would have saw that coming? And now, we're going to charge everyone to use the platform. That'll get rid of bots. And it's like, no, it won't.
And no more headlines either, guys. Just an image. Ugh.
Yes.
It's almost like the bots will just use their stolen credit cards that they use for a lot of their scams to just pay for X accounts, and he isn't. It's very annoying.
Yeah.
I did see it. I've just done a search on Twitter and I've seen it pop up a bit. Like you'll be able to stream from your
he's talked
console.
about wanting to do it. Yeah.
You'll be able to stream from your console, whether it's Xbox or PlayStation, straight to Twitter. Which would be interesting.
I think he was streaming Diablo, like testing it out, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
So
that'd be an interesting feature.
He just pinged at X, like, hey guys, can you fix this? That was when he went to the border wall, I think, with his cowboy hat on backwards.
I understood that reference, Shingy70 from our Discord.
Oh, no.
I understood that reference, making an X video.
Great reference.
Web
That's
browsing.
most of his retweets.
Yeah. Web browsing. I understood that reference.
I'm sure it's going to have like a 1.5K bit rate.
The weird thing about Twitter was, remember when we used to use Restream? Twitter used to get so many viewers right away because people would instantly click their Twitter notifications and like it would start auto playing. so it immediately jump up. It was kind of nice.
Yeah, I remember when Twitter was a good website.
Mm.
Remember those days?
Blue Sky's pretty darn good. It just needs a few more features and to open.
Does it
up
have a web
essentially.
web app yet?
I haven't tried. I don't know. I know Threads does, but
No, it
Threads
does.
died.
It does.
Threads just immediately went to, we're only going to push brands at you and not actually interesting people that I follow.
That's annoying.
Is that all it does?
It used to, there's a following one now, but you always have to open it. It doesn't default to it. You have to click and go to following every time you go in the app. And yeah, I'm just not going to do that.
Okay, fair enough. Interesting.
You know,
Well,
the
there you
best
go.
social media website was World of Warcraft, where I met my wife. It was just a social hub.
360 messages were pretty good too.
Yeah, I'm sure there were.
Back in the good old abusive days. Oh, God. They were funny. Anyway. What else happened?
You want to blast from the past, Nick? Boom! Old background.
Oh,
Why
that's
not?
cool. Got the old background up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The
I
old
put-
I should
background.
send you
So
the Halo
good.
backgrounds. They look so cool too.
Yeah.
So good that we've got video backgrounds.
I know.
Everyone
you,
that uses
StreamYard.
StreamYard can thank me.
Yeah,
me
it
for
used to
being
look like
on them.
this. This is what
That
we
was
had.
still pretty good. For a 3
Look nice.
megabyte
For-
GIF, though, that's still
yeah.
pretty good.
We were stuck with the 3 megabyte limit on GIFs, which pre-drag figured out to make a nice one by using the same colors most of the time. But now
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
just use the normal one, and it looks good.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Good. Yeah, so good. Makes life way easier.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one thing that happened in the news, Xbox has continued because I think they've had a partnership with the Special Olympics for a while now.
Yeah, I guess this was
that
announcing
right?
it for this year.
Yeah. So Xbox is continuing to partner with the Special Olympics. They've even, I believe, they're even doing an esports tournament
Yeah, that's cool.
this year. I'm of the belief, which is pretty cool because esports should be coming to the real Olympics in the next couple as well, I think.
That'd be really
Yeah,
interesting.
it's a really weird version. Look up the Olympics version for video games, and it's like chess.com and some mobile games. It's not what you would think.
Oh,
Because
really?
the Olympics are unbelievably corrupt. So
Yeah.
it's just companies that probably paid them a bunch of money. I don't know, but boy, it looks stupid.
That being said, they're playing Rocket League.
Well, that's what I would have expected. I would have expected like Rocket
That's cool.
League and
Mm-hmm.
actual sport video games to be involved,
Yeah.
or League of Legends or
Like
whatever.
Madden or FIFA. right?
Yeah, so I'm building up my son to become a Rocket League esports freak. He's not bad for 7. I reckon by the time he's 10 or 11, he'll just be a freak that just flies all over the place. Make him an Olympian in Rocket League. So that's the Xbox partnership with the Special Olympics. What else do we have? We have a lot, but
Nothing
I don't know how
that
much of
big.
it.
Nothing that
Yeah, I
major
know.
this week.
Now, I mean, the one big thing that happened was Forza Motorsport reviews popped up this week. And didn't that make for some interesting discussion?
So none of us have played the game, right?
I have not, and I have no interest in doing so.
I did ask for an extra copy, but I don't think we got one.
Yeah.
I was going to stream it.
I'll probably play it for a few
Well, I mean,
hours.
it's on Game Pass.
Yeah.
When does it come out
No,
officially?
The 10th,
Tuesday, I think.
Okay, yeah.
It was 5-day
Um,
early access, I believe.
Yeah. So, yeah, where's it sitting at the moment? 84, 83?
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably the lowest rated,
Nope.
lowest.
5.
Forza
They had
Motorsport.
one in the 70s.
Did
It
they?
was like 5.
Motorsport?
I think. Yep. I think it might have been 5, or was it 7? But yes, there
No,
have been
it
some
might have
low
actually
ones.
been 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also noticed, I mean, I don't know if I want to get into a discussion about its visuals, but a lot of people have noticed there's been a fairly significant downgrade from the reveal trailers, which is interesting. I don't know. I do find it a bit odd.
Well, it's a lot of people showing off the Series X version because it's a little more stable. There's some oddities in performance with PC, where on PC it does look really damn good, but there's a lack of some graphical options, which are annoying people. Like it was definitely feels like a console first game, like Forza always does.
100%, right? This is
Yeah.
technically their no. Forza Motorsport 7 came to PC, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they've always been console first, and their PC version still leaves a little to be desired. Knowing the studio and how they support things, it will be fine eventually, but that doesn't matter for reviews at launch. But from the main things is it drives better than ever. It is gorgeous. There are times of day and certain weather effects that aren't the best looking. Like I know some hazy middays, but whenever the sun's directly above anything, it's just not going to look that great.
I mean, shadows.
But people really,
light
people
coming
like
into
shadows
trees.
and stuff.
Exactly, light coming to trees, shadows, reflections. That's what makes like games look good, right? So whenever you play a video game that isn't, dynamic lighting, it's always like the perfect lighting. Playing the game recently where it's always like sunset or golden hour or whatever they call it,
Well, that's what Destiny 2 did. They just always had that gorgeous baked in lighting to hide deficiencies in certain stuff. Like overall, people seem really happy with the game. Some don't like the CarPG mechanics where it takes a long time to fully level up and open up a car. You have to it's not the Forza. You can have 300 cars and just upgrade them all as much as you want if you got the money. It's you have to unlock each car, which can take a lot of time.
The weird part of that is it feels like for enthusiasts, that's obviously not a great system, right? They want all the cars they want. They want to be able to tinker with everything. But for non-enthusiasts like myself, I know Abe was talking about this too. That's kind of what makes me want to play the game. I'm not sure if you guys remember the original Most Wanted, 2006 or something. You start that game off with, I think, a Lexus, or you can choose. I chose the Lexus. I held that car for the vast majority of my game time. I got so attached to that damn thing. For me, that's what racing games were. Even when I play Forza Horizon, I try and pick one car per event type and then just focus in on that. But then when I upgraded, it's just, press a button, find a tune online, done. Right? 2 seconds. I haven't played Forza Motorsport yet, but if the car PG is engages me to keep playing with the same car, that's a positive in my book.
Okay.
This looks pretty flat right here because it looks like it's pretty close to noon.
Yeah,
that is the Series S as well, though.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's true. I forgot I put that.
But also, whenever you're not seeing that much of a shadow around the car, it's not going to be really nice lighting like people like when it's closer to the horizon. But there are definitely spots some of the midday haze just doesn't look very good. They also go more subtle with things like the rain effects on the windshields and whatnot, and people immediately jump back to Drive Club and pretend that game's way better looking than it actually is. And everything just becomes a comparison.
Speaking of comparisons, the sheer amount of Forza and GT comparisons have made me go, at least from what I've seen. They show Forza Motorsport, which looks pretty good, right? They show GT, and I'm like, okay, a lot of this looks like a PS4 game. The model.
Do you like pop-in?
Texture pop-in is crazy.
A lot of pop-in.
If you look at this footage, right? The reflections on the ground, even though it's just light, are there. It really adds an element of this looks pretty damn good. You see other games, not just GT, Forza Motorsport 7 as well, and it's the reflections are still there, but they're really limited.
What I didn't know about GT7 until I watched a 4K video of it, because I'm not going to play it. I didn't realize that I was watching it and I found it really disorienting, and at first I couldn't figure out why. And then I realized it's because the car stays still and the world moves around it.
It's a stabilized camera, right?
Oh God, it was almost making me dizzy. How can people play the game like that?
Did you look up a car crash in that? When you crash your car in that one?
It's very funny. It's very funny.
Looking.
Really?
Yes, it's
it doesn't do anything. It just goes
what?
And the whole world spins. There's no destruction.
Dude,
it's just
when I was going through the footage for this review, he's had a few crashes, and man, they felt pretty impactful. Not gonna lie, I had to kind of cut some clips off early because he was playing a little too aggressive. And during the Crew Motorfest review, we had a comment where it's that's how you drive? Oh, you drive you're not a good driver at all, because these games are about driving clean, right? And he's smashing into people in that game. Some people take things a little too seriously.
People get very mad at how you play
Microsoft needs to bring back Project Gotham Racing. Then
I'll
play.
Right? Or does Activision own it?
No.
Oh, I have no idea. It's
No,
Microsoft.
It was
would be
Bizarre.
Microsoft.
Bizarre Creations made it right, but it was always Microsoft published.
Oh, this is back when they published
Yeah,
a
yeah.
bunch of games like Rise of Nations and things like that, and they still own all those IP.
Yeah.
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 But I'd play Project Gotham. I like my arcade races. I'm not interested in Sims.
You know, what's
Chad
funny?
is really all about making fun of Nick.
And
I know.
with Rand
I've
at
been
the-
keeping
at
an
the helm,
eye on
bro.
it. So let me stop. Even though I thought I said I didn't say anything on Twitter. And to be fair, I did try and super chat Rand and Jez yesterday, and I proved it. I even recorded on my phone. I took a recording of me literally trying to super chat Rand and Jez live, and it was not working. And I sent it to Rand. I'm like, look, man, I'm trying to super chat, and it's not letting me. Even though I liked his tweet, apparently that's not enough. I have to say something. So I'm saying now live on air, Rand, fucking jerk, that congratulations to Rand that he hit 100,000 subscribers, and he only bought like half of those subs. So well done.
It's
That
only
was
half.
really,
Okay.
really good. Yeah, only like half those subs were bought. So well done, Rand. That's really good on reaching 100K. So he'll be getting his plaque.
Oh, YouTube
thing.
still sends those things. That's cool.
Yeah, they do, don't they? Don't they still send them?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I haven't seen one in a very.
They seem to be
long time,
cheaping out a lot lately, so I don't know.
right? But yeah,
Yeah, I
congrats,
know.
Rand. That's
That
a big milestone.
capitalist infinite growth. Got to cut corners to keep that growth going.
I always thought Rand was the biggest Xbox YouTuber for like the longest time.
No, he's not.
He's not. No, he's not. But it's nice to see
He's
him
the
keep
best one. He's the
Yeah.
best one,
Yep.
but he's not the biggest one.
I think it's cool,
Yeah.
but I'm not 100% sure.
It might be Colt.
Yeah.
Who only bought a quarter of his subs.
Oh, yeah, Rand is saying his will be here in 2 weeks. That's awesome, man. Congratulations, dude. I hope you enjoyed
Yes,
the
there you
season
go.
finale
His plug.
earlier this week. But yeah.
Nah, he's not the one with the biggest gamer score mash. There's others that have more. Like, actually, no, Macca doesn't have more.
There was this one
I
guy
don't know.
that got like the Xbox Live Gold for life, right?
Stallion 83.
Yeah, Stallion. Nah, it's not Mr. Matty Plays, Nate Dog. He's not technically not Xbox. He's more Bethesda. More a
Yeah,
Bethesda
yeah.
YouTuber, I
He's
would
general,
argue.
Yeah.
He's more a Bethesda YouTuber.
You know,
What?
speaking of Xbox Live, so one thing I was browsing the store today on the Xbox, and one thing I think this is why they made that change. One of the main reasons they made the change to Game Pass Core instead of Xbox Live or Live Gold or whatever is the marketing synergy. Now, when you go to the deals page, it says 50% off with Game Pass. This blah, blah, blah with Game Pass. Only at one place did it say Game Pass Core.
Mm.
So it's like, I think the implication is, hey, what's this Game Pass thing? Check it out. Oh, yeah, Ultimate makes sense. You hook it up. You know, it's not just to
Yep.
pad their numbers; it's also to advertise within their own space where they're already advertising.
It's to actually have a decent naming convention for once, where
Yeah.
everything is under one banner.
I still think it is a
Yep.
little weird that the mid tier here doesn't have everything. You know what I mean? But it is what it is.
Yep.
We did miss
Now, this
a
week-
couple of super chats, by the way.
Oh, did we?
Is that really?
Boosh! There you go. You don't even have to click. You can just read.
Oh, wow. I didn't even see that.
I didn't see it either.
Remember playing dial-up multi? Oh man, I do on Doom.
Yeah,
Oh, I remember.
I had it.
Hey,
We had it
worked
on the
pretty well,
Dreamcast.
though. Yeah, I remember playing Doom multiplayer across bloody dial-up, and mate, it did okay, but oh man, the lag was very
NBA
real.
2K did not do very well on Dreamcast dial-up.
Dang.
What did I play online with dial-up Dreamcast? Was it Choo Choo Rocket? I may have played.
So is
I don't remember.
Dreamcast the first console to do internet?
Didn't the Dreamcast have a broadband adapter?
Yep, it was
Yeah,
hard to
I
get.
had that, and we were one of the first places to get broadband. And it was glorious.
Actually,
Jesse.
no, Soul. The Dreamcast was not first. I reckon the Mega Drive may have had the ability to go online in
Even
Japan.
is the
It
Mega
did.
Drive.
You could. It had Sega Channel,
Yeah, I think.
and there were also
Oh my God, the
hotels
Genesis.
that you could play
Okay.
games through the phone.
Yeah, Sega was very ahead of the game. Another reason
They
I
had a
liked it so
lot of
much.
great ideas and a lot of bad implementation of them.
Wonder why they changed
Um,
the name out like in North America. That's weird.
because America
also had
always
this.
does stupid shit like that. Yes, Dominic Malta with another $2. Don't know if he said anything.
He said it's my favorite game series of all time.
What
I don't
is?
I don't remember. It was a while ago. I'm very sorry, Dominic.
I think we were talking about Forza.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yep. That was during Forza.
Hey, Jesse,
Now-
so you went from having the best internet when you were younger to what you got now, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Those are-
Which has legitimately been really good. It's like 500 down and 25 up today for
that's
friggin'
amazing.
cell phone service. I'm not going to complain. It's just not consistent enough. And with live streaming, if it dips for 10 seconds, if it dips for a second, then it starts stuttering and people just take off. So it's not worth it. Especially now that we can do these these backgrounds were one of the main reasons I wanted to keep doing it myself.
Yeah. Thanks at Christian_5916 on Twitter, who must have been watching the show. He just pointed me to another tweet that was talking about the Twitter streaming for Xbox and PS5. I knew I didn't imagine it.
Dang, that's cool.
Now, IGN. IGN's unfortunate continued path down the SEO clickbait console war driven path, unfortunately. They put out a tweet because they're like, hey, someone at IGN thought to themselves, we haven't shit on Redfall in a while. Maybe we should put out something taking a dump on Redfall and about how dead it is. And then, like, a few hours later...
Literally, a few hours, 4 hours later, I think.
A few hours later, a big, massive update came up for Redfall. The game's not any better.
Hey, look at that.
Guys.
The game's not any better, but hey, at least it is
60
better now.
Oh, it
And-
is
It's
night
got-
and goddamn day. Like,
Yeah, so Nick,
Is
it
it
actually
I just played
this
it
is
for
the
like an
first
hour.
time. Yeah, this is the first time Arcane has actually had good feeling controller support. Because I mostly played on PC with mouse and keyboard during review. Controller was functional, but now controller's actually good.
did you try?
And
the
they put in stealth. There's actual
Yes.
stealth
Yeah, I
now.
haven't tried that
which
yet.
How was there not stealth to begin with?
you could kill people stealthily. You just couldn't do stealth takedowns because they've never really been that big.
Like, you have
on stealth
silencers in
takedowns.
your
don't just
guns.
shoot
You had
people.
those. If you
Yeah.
one-shotted people like a silent sniper rifle, no one would notice you. But they were in stealth takedowns, so there's no point.
People
sneaking.
really wanted stealth takedowns, and so they've added those in, and they're fun.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, Nick.
Seem-
If you played the game before, play it.
I
now.
haven't played it. I have not. I had.
Okay.
Once they said 30 frames, I was like,
Like,
no, thank you.
It is-
before.
Good.
Okay, before we got on, right? I'm like, oh, I gotta download the game again. Gave it a shot, and I just played for an hour, and like, I'm telling you, night and day, 30 FPS is a crime. It is. There is
Oh, I know.
such
That's why I
thing
won't play
as
it.
Good 30 FPS shooting. All right, I refuse
No.
to believe that. Even Starfield, I know on console people love it. People playing a ton of it. When I went to PC, I could not. I could not switch back. It's just.
If you haven't
not
played 60
doable.
in a while, 30 on Starfield or Redfall didn't feel bad.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to go from having played 60 to 120 FPS down to 30, it feels bad.
When I
the
initially
craziest-
played Redfall, I was jumping from 120 to 30 constantly because I was playing Halo and this.
Yeah, the difference, the craziest part is it doesn't look any worse at 60.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you side by side them, it probably there's things you can notice. But in just jumping between them as I could, it looks as good as I remember the game looking on console at
Why
launch,
is
which
there
was
even
good.
a quality mode? That You know
There's
when
definitely better lighting in the quality mode, but yeah, the
you know, Nick, when you play Forza Horizon and you're playing 30 FPS, you open the menus and they feel super juddery. You switch to 60 and those menus are smooth like butter.
Yeah.
That's what this felt like. And it's they
I'm
added
sure
more
it would. I'm
sensitivity.
aware of how 30 to
No,
60
I'm
feels.
telling you, like it's even more than like what I'm used to. Just that jump is like friggin'. Then they added some controller sensitivity settings. This is. Oh, I thought you were literally playing it right now. It confused me. They added some controller sensitivity settings, and for anyone watching who wants to play, like even low is really goddamn sensitive. Like really sensitive. So don't worry about keeping it down to low. Don't worry about making it fine tuning it yourself. But it's a lot better.
Yeah. Well, they did add a bunch to this.
Yeah. This is the
update,
second big
so-
patch for the game. I
yeah.
believe.
So they had like one that was about hot fixes and bug fixes around launch to get.
And the AI. They messed with the AI
Yeah.
first patch.
It was pretty much like, oh shit, the it's always online, and the server for AI was just not working correctly, and so they would take forever to react.
Yeah.
So it pretty much came to, I paid 45 hours in before for the review, and I really enjoyed the hell out of it. Playing it with my wife, I liked it. I know people are like, "Oh, we can't trust this site. They're the ones that gave that game an 8.5." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever."
Dude,
and then we get yelled at for giving high. We get yelled at for giving low.
I was searching up XboxEra on a TV that's never been signed in or anything, and it's XboxEra. The first autofill is Redfall. The second autofill is Armored Core. Cracked me up.
Yeah, me, a guy who loves From Software, didn't enjoy one of their games, and so it just became, I'm an idiot that's terrible at playing them. It's like,
I know I've seen some people saying the AI is still pretty brain dead, blah blah blah. So one thing you'll notice immediately if you played the game at all before the AI patches is the vampires will actually hit you. Before you'd be able to shoot the vampire, just walk backwards, and you'd be able to dodge them really easily. This time, they're gonna charge you when they actually take damage. Like midnight.
That's worse for me. I would.
You can just put the game on easy; it'd be fine.
No, the humans are still pretty dumb.
Okay.
The humans are supposed to, it's an arcane like death loop where the humans are supposed to be, this player's dumb. Where the humans are supposed to be dumb because they're not military people. There are military humans who are a lot better, but most of the people were just regular citizens who got, their vampire dumbasses now. They like the vampires.
For like a spooky game, this game is, especially if you're playing solo and you're taking your time and you're kind of exploring rooms. Like just since 1 hour I played, I went to some random house, and then there's 3 locked rooms, and then there's a map on the ground. None of this is a story.
Who is playing?
And the map has
so bad.
Yeah, they're awful. The map has like little pictures. So I went to one of the rooms with the pictures. It's this cave on a cliff. I went in, and on the wall there's like this written in white chalk, "She can hear you." I'm like, what the hell is this? And out of flipping nowhere, a vampire like just spawns right in front of me, freaks me out. If it was nighttime and I had headphones on, I would have jumped for sure. Like, this is that kind of game.
Maybe I'll give it a go. I'll see how.
If you find, so there's a bunch of, there's like 100 lore items you can find, and the story behind them, like I found most, is really good. And the story in the second area, so the first area is kind of like a giant tutorial area. Then the second area is bigger. Way more enemies, a lot more going on. Yeah, this is painful. Use a UV light on it.
Now. It could be the first time he's playing it.
Oh, now. Don't be mean.
I'm going to be nice. I'm going to give him a like. Everyone go to Sky Captain. His 100,001 subs. Give him a like.
100% the first time playing this game.
But it's... I don't change my opinion on it. I really enjoyed it. A bunch of other people did and also gave it scores around or higher than mine. So I don't. It's one of those things like, oh, would you go back and change it? It was like, well, no, I would just turn up. I wish our channel was kind of like Next Slander and we just didn't have comments on.
Yep.
But they're also way bigger than we are, so they can get away with that.
That'd be nice.
If we didn't have to do scores, that would be really nice. Because scores are stupid and I hate them. Scores are dumb.
I beat the game in co-op. And I got pretty far in a solo playthrough. Co-op is fun, but it's honestly worse in my opinion, because it's like the biggest strength of this game, even Arnie in the Discord was talking about, is like the environmental storytelling, the detail they put into just random houses or buildings, and like the bloodstains, messages. And now that the textures are all loading in, the game looks fantastic. Some of the best textures I've ever seen, which is people laughed about in Jesse's pros and cons list, but it's true. So like if you let the game like kind of pull you in, it's damn good. And play Jacob, in my opinion. Stealth is very useful.
The strongest character solo is Devinder. He's but ridiculously powerful.
Rogue life, all right? I played Rogue and WoW. I'm play stealth characters.
Disgusting. You're sick of me.
Tell me you didn't play Paladin. All right, sorry.
No, I played Hunter and a Priest.
Hunter's even worse.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was our segment on Redfall. Now...
All right, so Soul. All right, fine.
Hunters, man, you took my tears. That's all I remember about Hunters. Friggin'.
Now, we were talking earlier. Jesse almost went on a tangent before I reined him in. Alan Wake 2 will have a performance mode on the Series X. That'll be the mode I play. But not on Series S. Now, this will no doubt bring back the old Series S Potato Talk.
It definitely did. Yeah.
And I think Thomas Puha was discussing development on the Series S, and he was saying that, the CPU is exactly the same. He's like, the GPU hurts a bit, and less RAM hurts quite a bit. But we've just got to find a way around it.
$250
blah, 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 blah.
box. You know what I mean? Like, that's the price of one processor.
I read some of that interview, and the part that I found interesting was he brings up PC development. And he very specifically mentions the fact that, on PC, there's so many configurations that we have to think of. But we've been doing that a long time, so that's all good. It's like, well, hold on. So, okay. Then that means that eventually, maybe in time, they'll figure it out with the Series S too.
Or I think he also said it was like PC players are more used to having to fine-tune stuff on their own to get it to work right. The console players more just wanted to look and run great and not really think about it. And so from their angle, trying to get the game looking and running okay on Series S ended up making them have to think in other ways and end up finding workarounds for performance mode, because they had at the outset, they had just said this is going to be a 30 FPS game on console because we're going to push it as hard as we can. Kind of like Bethesda decided with Starfield, where it's like, we don't want to compromise our systems to hit a higher frame rate. But they were able to do that because they had to do extra work that they hadn't been planning on to make it work on the Series S. So,
also, I mean, they say performance mode. Well, there have been other games that launched with the so-called performance mode, which took months to get the performance mode to become a performance mode. So until it releases and it's not running at 40 frames, I'm going to hold back on it.
Yeah. I mean, I'll probably get Alan Wake Alan Wake 2 because I love the first one.
Yeah, you're a big fan of the series, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I bought American Nightmare.
Who's reviewing
Remastered?
It first, I imagine.
John was thinking about it, but then he's like talking to the devs, and he's like, "It's probably going to be too long."
Were you pointing up at Nick, or were you?
No, I was saying me.
Okay, because it looks straight up like you're pointing up.
It was
I would not have the time.
Oh, sorry. It was going to be John, but then he's also doing. There's Jusant and RoboCop Rogue City, which people are actually kind of positive on after its Steam demo hit. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's gonna, and those two come out. Those and Alan Wake all come out within 5 days of each other. It's like these three games John's wanted to do all year. They all come out back to back to back. And
you're reviewing
like,
COD 2 then, right? Aren't these
no, that's always Gyatso. Gyatsabaki, aka Fairy Empire.
Oh my god, I've never heard his name pronounced properly. All right.
Okay. I probably didn't, but I'm just trying in my American way.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Man, you know how hard it was for me to sit on those Alan Wake screenshots that I received like months and months ago. Man,
looks amazing. Like,
I received a whole bunch of Alan Wake screenshots like ages ago showing off the game, and man, it was they're like, you can't leak them. It's like,
You think it'll review well?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'd be shocked if it's not in the 90s.
Unless Western games, it's really tough. If you look at OpenCritic, like the last couple of years, it's mostly Japanese and titles that get in the 90s. Not like
I don't know, unless Remedy has inexplicably kept some of the outdated mechanics from the first game, which I want to believe they didn't, because Control, I don't think had them.
No, Control just had a bad story. Control had an awesome setting and fun gameplay.
Holy crap.
But a really boring story in the end, like the actual plot of the game.
I never ended up beating the game because the gameplay got kind of repetitive, I'll be honest.
It's fun. I like Control. I think Quantum Break is better flowing combat-wise. The powers work really well together, but
only
Control
if you're
has
hiding behind cover the whole time, right?
Yeah, if you're playing as a cover shooter.
It's not a cover shooter.
I know it's a callback to a specific person.
Yeah, I know.
Being mad that it didn't work. But Control has really cool powers that feel really great, but it also has terrible difficulty spikes, and I don't like the little tiny blue health pellets on the ground that are hard to see. And I enjoyed it it still had some issues. So I'm curious about Alan Wake, which is much more a horror game.
I mean, it'll be less combat
Yes.
focused, right? Because Control had moments like Uncharted where I'm like, listen, I get it. I'm shooting people. Can
Yeah,
move
I
on to
know.
the next area.
I just hope Alan Wake isn't too tanky, because in some of the gameplay they've shown, it does look slow, and I'll find that
tanky
annoying
controls.
if
thought you meant in terms of hits.
like too slow. Like if I want to, if you're giving me an action section, that action needs to feel good when I'm playing like as the cop lady.
I feel like if you're not aimed down, you should be pretty fluid, right? Is what it should be.
I'm playing through Alan Wake Remastered, and my only issue that's pissing me off with the game that they didn't tweak or fix for the remaster was the shoulder switching.
Yeah.
Like the way it keeps defaulting.
Wow.
I don't know. I assume Jesse put that up. I don't know.
No, that wasn't me.
Wow. Did you see that random like?
Yeah, what the hell was that?
I have no idea.
What the hell?
It's just a random like. This
is an October episode too,
this,
man.
and it recognizes my thumb, and it puts up a like.
Yeah,
oh, it does. Look at that.
Hey,
Work for me too.
How good is that? Hey, everyone, hit that like button. There it goes.
Why is it not working for me?
Oh, that's funny. That is
nope,
funny.
only Nick.
What the heck?
I'm the master of the likes.
Mhm.
Like it's that shoulder switching thing that Alan Wake kept doing. Like, let me switch to the camera being on the left shoulder or the right shoulder and stay there. Stop trying to go back.
Gears
So I'm
lets you switch
hoping
to them,
that-
which is nice.
I'm hoping that Alan Wake 2 doesn't carry over the weird little quirks like that. Otherwise,
I know
I'm very
the
much
people
looking
who have
forward to it.
previewed it, obviously not us because we never get any previews, have really enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to reviewing that one.
I thought
They
John
enjoyed
did
Redfall.
I thought John did preview Alan Wake 2.
No, John was at Gamescom where people could see it, but we didn't get the preview build.
They
on
gave him
this
a
guy.
presentation.
Right.
Yeah.
That's probably what was confusing me.
Mhm.
Now, next bit of news. Now, I don't know how many of you are watching. How many of you are watching? 189 at the moment. We all got a very interesting email the other day. It took me by surprise. And this email, and I think Jez had mentioned it, Jez Gurdon mentioned it the other day on Twitter, something to do with Gigantic. And then I got an email and I was like, hey, do you want to play Gigantic? I'm like, where the hell did this come from? Didn't Gigantic like shut down like years and years ago? But apparently Gigantic came back in a very limited time event.
It was a playtest for seemingly to be revived. Like, why would you do this if it wasn't?
That's
I
right.
liked the
I don't
game.
know
It
why
was fun.
Gigantic
I played
was
it.
Monster Hunter-esque, Overwatch-esque, kind of, right? I never ended up playing it.
It's a MOBA.
Sort of.
Okay.
It is. It's a MOBA. Even
But
I gave it a
PvE,
go.
PvP, right?
Give this man a like.
I can't remember.
See, everyone should go on their YouTube channel and do this. Go to Ask Joshy Gaming, give him a like after you give us one. Thank you, Ask Joshy.
Yeah. Make sure. Bing. You
So,
give
like,
us
what
a
was the
like.
I don't get
of Gigantic for those
I'm going to do this the rest of the show.
who didn't play it?
Just keep your thumb up in the hopes that it works.
That's so weird. Why does it only work for?
No,
Not even first on the list.
Maybe switch our camera positions. Maybe it's that.
It might be
test
because I'm screen sharing. I don't know.
We'll stop screen sharing.
All right, try it now.
Now you do it.
You do it, Nick.
Nothing. It's still going to work for Nick.
Hey everyone,
See?
hit that
What
like
the
button.
I guess it's just the thumb. The thumb needs to be a certain way. And maybe
I have magic hands, as my wife likes to tell me. I have magic hands.
Okay.
Okay, Gigantic.
Anyway,
what is it? What do you do for people? Who haven't played it?
Gigantic. It's a MOBA. Gigantic's a MOBA. You're seeing it being played now. I played it for a little bit. I thought it was okay. Would I play it on a regular basis? Probably not. But
You
it
mean
was
you got your own
okay. So
kaiju and you're going
It's like a
after
third
each
person
other?
Yeah,
shooter
that's
mode.
right.
Like Smite. A little bit.
Seemingly, it looks like maybe Gearbox. I think it's Gearbox returning it. I
Seems
think.
like it.
Let me
I
check.
think that's who it was.
Maybe they're just testing the waters to see if it's worth bringing Gigantic back. Because even
Perfect
long
Worlds is
after.
the publisher.
Even long after, yeah, but I saw Gearbox mentioned in the email I got.
Actually, yeah, Gearbox confirms that it's coming. What the hell? Why
Yeah.
is Gearbox involved?
See, that's what I'm saying. I saw Gearbox
They're
in my
publishing.
email. Like even long after Gigantic was shut down, you saw a lot of people pine for it and talk about it. Even a former co-host of this show used to go on about it a lot.
Oh, it's because Embracer acquired Perfect World, which I did not know.
See, there you go.
Huh. Wait,
So,
Perfect World got renamed to Gearbox Publishing? What the hell? Okay, that's
anyway. Now's not the time to discover that news.
Sorry. That's pretty big news.
Like, yes. So for those of you who like Gigantic, I don't know if you guys got the email. Let us know if you jumped into the playtest. Yeah, Gigantic may be coming back.
It was only for like a couple days, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Short playtest.
Yes. Yep. What's next? So, I'm annoyed I missed the episode last week. I would have loved to have had a chat about Jimbo retiring from PlayStation. I was looking forward to talking about that, and that's why we got
Soul can be here all night. Let's go 6 hours.
So Jimbo, as we spoke about last week, Jimbo's leaving, but that doesn't mean that his long-lasting legacy is gone because, as you can see, Call of Duty just revealed a whole bunch of PlayStation exclusive stuff that's coming with this year's Call of Duty. Don't see the FTC or the CMA worrying about that, though.
The FTC is worried, what if Xbox gets a Santa costume no one else can have? And I wanted to yell at that fucking guy. Look at this year. They've got they got multiple things every game. Oh my God, Xbox might get one Santa outfit no one's going to want. Holy shit.
Microsoft gets a Santa skin? What happens then? It's over for PlayStation.
Someone should show it to the FTC.
They should. So yes. So if you have a PlayStation 5, then man, you're in for some worthless digital crap.
You get your exclusive operator.
I think their open beta is happening right
now. Early open beta access as well. Yeah, all the goodies. Enjoy it. It's the last time it's going to happen.
For someone that doesn't play COD, operator is like a class, right? It's not just
I don't know how they work now.
I just shoot people. I just press start and I shoot people. I don't really worry about anything else. Sometimes I'll change my loadout, but usually I'll just use the default loadouts and wonder why I'm getting my ass handed to me.
You get the gun off the ground and just start killing everybody. And you're like,
Yeah, I just go and start shooting. So Modern Warfare 3. Hearing a lot of good things about Modern Warfare 3. Like a lot of the COD aficionados, connoisseurs, if you will, are quite happy with what they're seeing with a lot of the movement options and recoil and or lack thereof, and a whole bunch of stuff in this.
Some people were a little not annoyed, but kind of hoping. So they're bringing back a lot of Modern Warfare maps, right? Like the classic Modern Warfare games. But
remastered Modern Warfare 2 maps.
Yeah, from what I've heard, it's almost 1-to-1 those maps.
Yeah,
which sounds cool until you throw in. Your thing's is muted, but anyways, which sounds cool until you throw in modern movement, which apparently doesn't work the best in 1-to-1 remade old maps.
Yes. The other problem is what a lot of people forget in their nostalgia. What a lot of people forget in their nostalgia for Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2 was the COD that almost made me quit playing online multiplayer Call of Duty.
Because of the nukes?
Because those maps were built for camping. People don't remember, but those maps encouraged so much camping. It was insane how bad it was. It drove me crazy, so I just bloody stopped playing.
I mean, a couple of those maps with basically I win the game if I get 25 kills in a row, and
that was the new thing. That was different.
No, what I'm saying is that also adds to the element of camping.
That's right. Yes. That's right.
The one that killed it for me was Advanced Warfare with the spawns.
Oh
no! Wherever the spawns were horrendous. You could easily, if you could box people in, you would always get shot in the back nonstop. I mean, that's not a normal thing, but it was even worse than normal in that game.
Yes. Advanced Warfare, I believe, is pretty much unanimously the worst multiplayer, and it's a shame too because Advanced Warfare's campaign, the campaign is incredible. But the multiplayer is the worst in the series. Like you could tell that they were like, "Oh, Titanfall's pretty good here. We need to get some Titanfall-esque stuff going."
We'll have our squirty fart jump.
That's the one with the wall running, right?
Yep, Titanfall is.
No, Advanced Warfare, I think, had a little bit of
Advanced
wall running.
Warfare didn't. I don't think it had wall running, but it had the fart jump stuff.
The little
Yeah,
boost.
the
Yeah,
boost
okay.
forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the problem is they didn't design the maps with that in mind, and you
Yep.
can tell,
Yep.
instantly, you can tell that they didn't build the maps with that in mind. So you'd spawn and you'd just get shot in the back, and then you'd run around a corner and get shot in the back, and then you'd spawn and someone jumps over your head and shoots you in the back, and it's like, I don't even get to move more than 3 meters before being shot in the
That's
back in this
crazy.
game. It was, oh my God, it was insane what was happening in Advanced Warfare's multiplayer. And again, I was so annoyed because of how much I adored the campaign. It's probably like my top 3 COD campaigns. It's like unbelievable campaign. So good.
And on the flip side, you have a game like Titanfall where it felt like they made the maps and then they're like, let's make movement that can do the whole map without touching the damn ground.
Titanfall 1.
Next level.
Titanfall 1 is perfection. Like the way the maps are
I can't
designed
disagree.
with
That beta was some of the most fun I've ever had.
Oh my God. I just it makes me upset to talk about that game. Like it's just it was so perfect. It was so
Certainly
perfect.
there's more and more Titanfall 3 or continuation rumors, hints being
Hopefully.
laid
Well,
down.
Apex is slowing down, so they really need to figure something out.
Yeah. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago.
So-
What else?
Yeah.
What else? There was you know what? Maybe we can just discuss this in one
Yeah, it'd be a block.
thing. So,
Yeah.
this week, this last couple of weeks, really in the news, there's been a lot of layoffs. A lot of people leaving studios. We've had issues with, I think, Bungie's former HR manager is suing him for wrongful termination and potential racial bias, which is interesting in the context of that Latin X tweet that they put out, which a lot of people weren't happy with. And the problem with that is that I'm not clued up enough on that issue to speak
Latin
about
X is something that it feels more like people who aren't Spanish speaking keep trying to push, because Spanish is a gendered language, so it's Latino, Latina,
Latino or Latina.
They're trying to push a non-gendered version. There already
Latino
was
is
one which
still
was
a neutral term. Like it's
and there even is one with like Latina with an E at the end.
Yeah.
So the Latin X thing just feels like it's being pushed on people who are like, we don't need this. It's
I
fine.
was about to say, you have to understand that some, like Greek is very gendered. Greek is a massively gendered language. Like that's just how it is. Like you can't just suddenly be like, oh, well, hey, 3/4 of your language isn't appropriate anymore.
Oh shit!
Can't
We also
really
missed
do
a
that.
super chat. I completely forgot.
Did we?
Yeah, this one back here before we forget.
Oh, Joy Boy has returned. Any word on One Piece skins coming to Fortnite, Nick?
Do you know what One Piece is?
Yeah, I know what One Piece is. I've never seen it or anything.
You haven't watched the TV show? It was so popular.
No. The last manga / anime I saw.
No. I
was
mean the
like-
live action one on Netflix came out a couple weeks ago.
Oh no. If I haven't seen the anime, why would I bother watching the live action?
I'm telling you, a ton of people watched it. Like a lot of people. You should give it a shot one day. It's.
I'm an old school anime / manga guy. Like I'm talking.
Here's one Ninja Scroll.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah, I watch the stuff from the 80s. Ninja
Oh, even
Scroll,
earlier. Oh, damn.
Rotsugodoji,
Basilisk, maybe.
Battle Angel Alita,
Oh dang.
Akira.
Someone? Or no, is that too far ahead?
Bible Black.
I haven't seen Bible Black. I haven't
You
seen Bible
definitely
Black.
watch it. It's a great one for the family. All right, next one. Next super
I'm
chat.
sure it's not.
Jay the Earp.
Next super chat. Jay the Earp. Hey, haven't had a super chat from him in a while. They need to transform Advanced Warfare series into COD's Titanfall since EA doesn't want to make another. Well, yeah, they could do that, but they'd have to actually completely build new maps to like make the most of it. But yes.
Anime
so
compilations. Bible Black. Lol.
I mean Boku no Pico too.
I've heard of Bible
No,
Black. But
don't
I've
even
never
say
seen
that.
it.
We get put on a list if you bring
You're
up
right.
that.
We're right. Let
frickin-
me let's just cut that.
Don't-
line
No,
out.
I haven't seen it.
Don't
Oh.
even Wikipedia it right now. Don't talk about it on here. Boku no Pico.
Whoa,
Wikipedia
you're saying it too.
Don't.
We're like-
Yeah, I know. But I just need Nick to know it exists because it's the fucking weirdest.
I've
thing of all
heard of
time.
it. I've heard of it. I've
Yeah.
never
The
seen it.
Longest
I
running
like
internet joke for a while.
Yeah.
for me, like I said, all the stuff that I've seen and used to like was from mostly the 80s. So Fist of the North Star,
Oh damn! man.
Vampire Hunter D. Oh,
Oh,
Vampire
damn,
Hunter
some
D
old
was
school
so.
stuff.
Oh, Vampire
crap.
Hunter D was so good. Wicked City. Did you ever see Wicked City?
City Hunter, maybe.
Wicked City. No, there's Wicked City from
Yeah,
1987. Yeah, there's Wicked City. Akira. I mean, the Street Fighter 2 anime was great.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah,
ever
the
see
movie
the
was
Street
good
Fighter 2 animated movie? Yeah.
It did. Yep. Really
Had,
good.
had a great Chun-Li scene in it. It's an awesome Chun-Li scene.
Yeah, a pretty good live action movie too. I'm just saying, but
The one with Kylie Minogue and Van Damme.
hell yeah.
My God, that was the worst. I mean,
He look-
when I watched it back then, I thought it was
You-
amazing
you-
because I loved Jean-Claude Van Damme, but that was the worst movie.
Big tangent. In a very somber news topic, yeah, this year has been really sucky for the industry.
Yes.
I mean, great games being
It has
released,
been.
but
more money
Yeah.
than ever being made, but it just doesn't seem to matter.
Yeah, that's right. It doesn't seem to be enough. Telltale laid off more employees. Naughty Dog.
I thought
got
they
rid of
already
some
did that like a
employees.
while back. Telltale, I mean,
Yeah.
like
I think some of the BioWare staff that were laid off recently are
It was
suing-
BioWare's got two. They've got recent people suing for better severance after they were laid off, and they didn't renew a contract with a QA company that is unionized. And so that QA company, those people are
they got let go
They're,
as well, didn't they?
to be fair, that's not. I mean, I'm not going to put that on BioWare. You're not obligated to renew every contract you have as a company. You know what I mean? Like, they're not your employees. It's just a contracting firm.
That's why
But
did
if
they? I don't remember why they didn't renew.
Yeah, I mean, who knows?
If EA doesn't want BioWare, they should sell them to Microsoft,
Straight up.
Oh, that'd be nice.
shouldn't they?
Another super chat.
They should. Another super chat.
He agrees with you.
Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust still looks amazing. I haven't seen Bloodlust. I've just seen the original Vampire Hunter D.
Yeah,
And that shit
this
was
year
badass.
This year will go by as the year Embracer collapsed in so many ways. You know.
But yeah. Well, there was more. There was
Yeah.
I mean,
Team 17 CEO left.
The whole company's being
Yeah.
restructured and dropping people, and they just
look,
they put out Dredge, and they were like Dredge got 1 million sales this year, and that's still not enough.
still need to play that. Heard amazing things.
I suspect we're going to hear more. I suspect we're going to hear more layoffs soon.
Yes, the
Possibly from
friggin' Media
very big
Molecule.
company.
No, not Media Molecule. Sorry, those guys. What are they called? The Fall Guys guys.
Mediatonic.
Oh yeah,
Mediatonic,
Mediatonic. Didn't like the entire studio get
So the
laid off
initial
or something?
report. Yeah. Jesse.
The initial report was entire from, I think, Tom Henderson, but then they came out and said it wasn't everyone, but it definitely sounds like it was a lot of people. But also, Dredge, phenomenal game, and it's just
Been on my
it's coming
wish
out
list
or
for a while.
just came out with, or is coming out with an expansion soon that
Oh,
adds
yeah.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would review it if I had time. I don't.
You already reviewed Dredge. Oh, you mean the expansion? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Dredge rules.
What was I gonna say? Speaking of layoffs, though, with the ones at Naughty Dog and Kotaku's report, there was a mention of factions essentially on ice, is what they heard from a source.
Yeah.
Which we all kind of assumed,
Apparently.
to be fair.
It's a shame. It's a shame. Sony's toe dipping into games as a service isn't quite.
Hey, who knew? Making a
launching off the
multiplayer game is
strongest.
difficult. Who'd have thought? You know, like.
Especially when you've got Bungie secretly sabotaging all their efforts, as to not
And there
compete
was-
with Destiny.
And I don't think it's in the notes, but also from Naughty Dog is, of course, what's coming next.
Oh my god!
The Last of Us 2, Last of Us Part 2.
I thought this
Like,
already semi-leaked.
It had
this
been
already semi-leaked?
lightly rumored and joked about. But also, I get it. I get why they do it, to get it on PC, to get it out to sell again at full price when season 2 hits. Like, it makes sense for them. It's also
It
hilarious.
has the release schedule.
It's
Like, you
what.
link
So
it.
there's been 2 Last of Us games, but you've had The Last of Us Remastered, The Last of Us Part 2. I mean, The Last of Us 2, The Last of Us Part 1, and then The Last of Us friggin' Part 2.
Part
So
two
it'll be
probably is what-
5 games for 2 actual games at this point.
It's crazy, and they'll all be full price when they release and whenever they release. You know, like I get it. They're good games.
And it'll probably sell really well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll be annoyed and laugh at it, and they'll just go, ha ha ha, suckers.
You ready for The Last of Us winning an award at TGA? This
Oh,
year?
it's 100% going to win if it comes out like say next year.
No,
It's
this year.
100%.
This year, it's
Part
winning. It's winning easy. Like there's zero competition, to be fair, but still, and it deserves
Best
it, to be
TV,
fair.
best video game TV.
Video game
show.
adaptation.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to win.
Where is it? Because I swear I put out like, hold on.
But you know
I
what
put out
though?
a tweet.
When it comes to Bungie and like them saying post-launch, blah 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 blah. To be fair, it probably is better for the brand for them not to release the game than to release a game and have it backfire in 3 months. You know, because games as a service games, people are hungry for content. You release one,
Yeah,
and,
I put out a tweet back in July. If the
Right.
rumored Last of Us Part 2 remastered PS5 upgrade or whatever. Like there was the rumors were back
so
then.
yeah,
I
there
don't
was a
know why
PS5
it's-
upgrade. It had a PS5 patch.
Yeah.
1440p.
Yeah,
60
what the new news this week is that somebody listed it in their LinkedIn profile.
What's basically
So I was
confirmed.
wondering
Which
why
you'd
that
know if
popped
you
up
clicked.
again. Because the funny part is, I put that tweet out saying if it's a $10 upgrade path,
Yeah.
I'd probably get it. Like Uncharted 4 was or whatever. And like I got a DM not long after that tweet back in July saying, I don't think it's a $10 upgrade path. I think they're just charging full price for this thing.
Yep.
And I'm like, really? Like, seriously? Like,
While we're on the Sony topic, really quick, Nick, are you going to be playing Spider-Man 2?
no.
No, wait, did you play the first one?
Yep. Platinumed it.
Yeah, same here. Did you play the deals or Miles?
No.
Yeah,
I was not going to pay $100 for an Expandalone.
Miles, I played Miles on PC. I was able to get a code, thankfully.
Nice.
It's better than the original because his powers are more fun and it's shorter, more contained.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure Miles is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still felt a little burnt out from
Dude,
one, and I didn't finish it.
I still feel burnt out, and I platinumed the game 4 years ago. When did it come out? Like, it got so.
But platinuming it is the
2018.
worst because that makes you just do all the side
Yeah,
content.
yeah,
and
All the
stuff.
pigeons and all. It's like, oh my god! Like
I actually like.
I'm sure.
Combat.
I'm sure Miles Morales is a fantastic game, but the problem is that Sony got very greedy and decided to charge $100 for an Expandalone.
Yeah.
That's what
And
they did.
Changing my period while they're doing it. Ugh.
Yeah, like, and you know what? I'm happy to have that discussion now. So IGN put out a tweet talking about what was I bought it. What's it called? The Uncharted Expandalone
A friggin'
with
Lost
Chloe.
Legacy.
Yeah, Lost Legacy, and that might be the
I heard it's
future of
amazing. but I
AAA
haven't played it,
gaming.
but I heard it's really damn good.
It's not bad. I've only just started it. It's not bad.
When did you buy it?
Sorry,
When did you buy the game? Lost Legacy.
I got it for free. I think I got it for free as part of the Uncharted 4 upgrade or something like that.
Okay.
I can't
Oh yeah,
remember.
yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a bundle thing, and you got the Uncharted 4 update, and you got Lost Legacy with it, and you got. So I was like, oh, that's weird.
It was
buy
the
it.
one time they weren't dinks about an upgrade.
Yeah. I remember that. That was nice actually.
Because they were delisting older stuff. So they were like, okay, we're delisting it for this new thing. We'll actually not be assholes for a change.
Yeah, so I got Lost Legacy, started it.
Oh, you-
Haven't obviously
Super
finished
chat
it,
again,
but
by the
started
way.
it. Yes. Yeah, Jay the Herb. Hey Nick, YouTube recommended the Collingwood game highlights for me, even though I never watched any AFL. Must be because I watch XboxEra. Yeah, maybe.
Are you listening to us on speaker by any chance? I'm just saying.
That's me doing my part for the Collingwood Football Club.
But yeah, you're talking about the Lost.
So let's
Legacy,
have that
IGN.
discussion.
Yeah.
Yes, because IGN was saying this could be the future of AAA games, which is these Expandalones. Now, once again, something that I've been bleeding on about on this podcast for years. That's my favorite way to consume AAA, these Expandalones. The balance you got to find. So I may potentially have coined that term Expandalone, but I can't remember.
Well, they didn't, and that's why they didn't use it. They called it half sequel, which is way worse.
That's it's an Expandalone. Like these things, like ODST is an Expandalone. Forza Horizon 2 presents Fast and the Furious, which was goddamn amazing. It's like my second favorite or favorite Forza Horizon.
Second
Hive
favorite Fast game.
Busters. Hive Busters. Infamous First Light. These are all what I call expandalones. They're effectively DLC,
ODST.
but they're fleshed out enough to be their own game, be their own package.
Yep.
And they're my favorite thing. In the AAA space, they are my favorite thing. And I hope that is the future of AAA going forward. Like, think about it. So we know now, as we keep discovering, these big AAA, quadruple A tentpole games are really goddamn expensive. And they take a long time to make, especially when shitty gamers have these ridiculous demands that there can't be a single bug and
No
the
reused
textures have to be
animations,
perfect.
nothing.
And all the grass has to move when you walk through it, or your game sucks. And when I shoot the fruit should explode. And when I push my hand against the wall, dust should come off. And so gamers have these really shitty demands on AAA games. And
Hytham. I need to play
they can reach those heights if they get the time and the budget to do it.
Yeah.
But these games are expensive, and quite often, despite popular belief, they don't really make a return on their investment that's worth the investment to begin with. Like, people go, "Oh, Last of Us 2 sold 10 million. That's really good." Is it though? Like, when you've got so many to pick from, remember that would have had a massive marketing budget.
Massive marketing.
One of the most expensive games to make. 10 million's probably not making them a ton of money, even if it is profitable.
It's not long-term monetizable. It's just purchases.
Yeah.
And that's why I've always said that these PlayStation single-player games are the window dressing. They're the marketing. That's what Sony uses to market their console, to get you in the door, and then they make their money off COD, FIFA, Fortnite.
Yep.
That's where they make their money.
I mean,
They
that's
don't
just
make it
obvious
on
things.
those-
Everyone should know that, but some people.
But they
legitimately
don't. Like,
think-
it needs the FTC court case to happen for that stuff to come out and
Seriously.
all that sort of stuff. They can't just figure it out logically on their own, because the problem is, when I say stuff like that, a lot of them take it as an attack
Yep.
on
No,
PlayStation.
our
It's
exclusives
not.
are
I'm
the
not.
best. Blah, blah.
I'm not attacking the games. The games are great. That's why they're used as marketing so effectively, because they are good games. But they just, because, like, to get that quality, to get that stuff that you all cream your jocks over, to get all that in the game costs a lot of money and a lot of resources. Last of Us 2 had like 1,000 or 2,000 devs on it. Like, that shit's expensive. So 10 million copies, given the investment made, yes, the number in isolation sounds fantastic, but Mario Kart cost a fraction of that to make and sold 50 million copies. God of War,
putting it on a box. That's it.
God of War did 20 million. Spider-Man did over 20 million. So 10 for your game that was, oh my God, it won all the awards. It's the greatest game ever. Blah, blah, blah. It was expensive to make.
Dude, forget 10. Even like God of War's 20. Like, the sheer amount of people know about movies and their budgets and their marketing, right? Like, the amount of money you have to spend in marketing. You know, people see all these TV spots or PlayStation and these cool.
Yeah, it's all expensive.
It's
all
incredibly
expensive stuff.
Like,
It's all expensive stuff. So to me, these expandalones make sense, and they're a great way to make free money. So if you think about it, so you've built the way I think it should go forward. I hope Microsoft does this. I hope PlayStation does this. You build your tentpole, right? You build your Spider-Man 2, or you build your God of War Ragnarok. You build your Gears 6. You build
Forza
whatever
Horizon,
it is. That's your tentpole. You've got all your assets. You've got everything there built and ready. But that game may not make all its money back. So what do? You get a smaller team to take all those existing assets and make a Hivebusters. And sell Hivebusters for $30-$40.
Yeah.
Because Hivebusters didn't cost you much to make. Everything was already there. Yep. And you're using a much smaller team to put that together.
I mean, we just had an Expandalone release this week, right?
Yeah. And then you have...
And one of the best examples of reusing stuff is Resident Evil 4 Separate Ways. It literally just traces the entire path of the original game, but with a couple new enemies, some new cutscenes, and some new abilities. It just reuses everything. So yeah, it's $10 because it's right.
Wouldn't if you're okay with if it's just reusing assets,
it does have yellow ladders.
Ragnarok and God of War 2018 be something similar? Like it should be,
so
right?
I've said this before about Ragnarok. What I believe, it's not something I've heard, it's not something I know. what I believe with Ragnarok was it probably started as an expandalone for God of War 2018. And they started to flesh it out more. And they're like, oh, hold on, this is getting big enough now to just be its own game.
You played 2018, right? Like when you're in the friggin' the room with the stupid bridges, it's so clearly set up for expansions or DLCs.
Yes, that's right. But I think it's a great thing though, because what happens is you're gonna get guys like me who will go out and buy these smaller, shorter experiences.
Yeah.
And what you do is you use these to fill in the gaps in your finances, I guess, because they're costing so little to make.
Yep.
And I say so little, I'm aware it's not literally zero.
Right?
Yes, comparatively, it costs so little to make this thing, but you can still sell it for $40-$50.
Yeah.
And people will buy it. And then in a couple of years' time, you make another one that's cost even less to make. And that fills the gap. And then what you're doing is you're still giving people their fill of God of War or Gears or Halo or Spider-Man or whatever it is, but you're giving that core team so much more time to build the next tentpole.
It's so well, right? They released Spider-Man, they released the standalone, everyone's still playing the game.
Yes, that's right. Miles Morales is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Where they fucked up with Miles Morales was pricing. They got greedy and said, we can sell this. We can sell this for full price.
And I'm not blaming Insomniac for that. That's a Sony thing, obviously, right?
Yeah. Miles Morales is that perfect example of what I'm talking about.
So Miles was $20 less, but then it was full if you wanted Spider-Man, and it was the only way to get Spider-Man Remastered. Yeah. So it wasn't like, oh, I can just get Spider-Man Remastered for $20 later if I want. It was like, no, if I want it at all, I have to spend $70 on Miles Morales.
And Nick, someone in the chat mentioned something where I do see is like, it doesn't work as well with Game Pass, though, right? Because with Game Pass, if it's DLC, it's not on Game Pass. So you force people to buy it. If it's an expandalone, it's going to release onto Game Pass in that sense, you know?
Yeah.
So if it's an expansion, you don't get it. But when it's an expandalone, Game Pass does get it, so it feels like a better value add.
To that, I'd say if Microsoft was afraid of putting its games on Game Pass, it wouldn't be putting its games on Game Pass. You know
that's
what I mean?
right. I don't think that's much of an issue.
Yeah. They gave Hivebusters for free to Ultimate players anyway. So
that's right. No, I don't see that as an issue. And again, it's more content
looking for
Game
value.
Pass.
Exactly.
They want value.
And quicker content, right? Ideally, it shouldn't.
Yes, and what the beauty of that is, it allows the core team to take that time to build the next foundational tentpole that then feeds more of those expandalones.
Yeah,
and you can do a whole bunch of them, and it helps expand the lore. And it, like, I would love it if the future of AAA was structured in that way, where you have a big, massive gap between the two tentpoles, the sequel, like number 2 and number 3.
So you still do want the tentpoles, though.
Well, you have to have them. Because the tentpole, in my scenario, the tentpole is what's building the foundation. So all the assets are being made in the tentpole. The lore is being made in the tentpole. Everything is being set up with the tentpole. The tentpole is almost acting like
really new mechanics, that kind of stuff. That requires
the tentpole is acting as the engine. It's like it's the engine that then creates all these smaller things around it. So someone like me, I'm not going to buy the tentpole anymore. I don't buy them. I'm not going to buy Spider-Man 2. I didn't buy Ragnarok. I didn't buy. I mean, I've got Game Pass, so I ended up getting Gears 5 that way. But like, I'm not buying Starfield. I'm not buying all these tentpoles. But hell, I'd consider buying a Hivebusters expansion or Infamous First Light, which I did buy and was amazing. I got it for free. The Fast and the Furious thing was free for a limited time.
Yeah.
But even when they were selling it, it was $10.
But like Mirage, I am like really tempted to buy this game.
Same here. I may buy Mirage because it's cheaper and it's shorter and it's... So look, I would love it if the future of AAA is that, because it's better on the devs. It's easier on the devs. They're not having to crank out the tentpole in such a short amount of time. You're giving them that breathing space, and then you have smaller little teams making the stuff in between. I'll buy... And the irony is, I'd probably end up spending more money buying multiple expandalones as opposed to the one tentpole. I'd love it. I would love it if the future of AAA was stuff
the problem
Lost
with
Legacy, Hivebusters.
The big problem with DLC is it has a terrible attach rate.
Exactly. It can be the best DLC in the goddamn world.
But you're not selling it as DLC.
No, he's
You're
saying
selling
That's
it
what I'm
as-
saying.
it
That's
was
why
DLC.
this is better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because Brit in the chat is
Yeah,
going on and
sorry.
on about how they don't give away DLC, and like, yeah, they don't. But DLC doesn't have a good attach rate. So if you can get more out of, I'm going to make this DLC a little bigger and make it its own thing at a
Yeah.
lower price,
Yep.
then
Yeah.
That just
Like
might work better.
the Outer Worlds has 2
in
DLC,
Flight-
right?
Mm.
And I love that game. I love the Outer Worlds, and I've heard the DLCs are amazing. That being said, every single sale they go on, so I look at them, I debate, and I never pull the damn trigger. If they were standalones, I'd be playing the game and I'd more engagement, talking about it, blah blah blah. The IPs in more people's minds. You know what I mean? Like,
Especially a lot of them are integrated into the main game, and if you've already
Yeah.
beaten the main game, you can't always just go and play them. That's what CD Projekt Red does really well, where they make it, here's a save, you can just go and play this, and you don't have to worry about your other save, or
Not
you
like-
can go back to your save and play through it.
not like Monster Hunter, where you got to play the base game for 112 hours before you can even start the major expansion for the game.
Isn't Tiny Tina effectively an expandalone?
Yes,
Tiny
Tiny,
Tina's
what Tiny
Wonderland?
Tina, Tiny Tina
Got
was
mixed
a
opinions.
spin-off, but the thing with Tiny Tina is they had a bunch of DLC plans, realized the game wasn't big enough for the price they wanted, and so all the DLC got made and just put into the base game, and then the actual DLC they had was pretty basic because all their big ideas went into the base game. Base game,
That was a fun
Tiny
game,
Tina's is
right?
better than Tiny Tina's is way better than Borderlands 3.
Damn, I need to play
I
this game.
really enjoy Tiny Tina. Wonderland is very good.
But yeah, Nick, I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like hopefully developers understand this. Though there's one aspect where one person quote tweeted that, right? And he's like, if you ask any of my coworkers, they'll know I've been saying this forever. And you check the
343?
coworkers, and it's 343.
Yeah. Like I said, ODST is still my second favorite Halo.
Crazy
love
talk,
ODST.
but I'll respect it.
Yeah.
I love ODST so much for that exact reason. It's short, it's punchy, it's a bit more focused. I love the whole concept of you're finding the clues of
Yes,
the
that's true.
fallen.
Like the detective aspect of it
ODSTs.
is pretty interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you find the broken helmet, and then you look at the helmet, and all of a sudden it does a flashback to what happened
Yeah.
to get you. Oh, I loved it. It was
Like I've said it before,
fantastic.
ODST is great the first time, great solo play. You're taking your time. You're replaying the series, and it's a blip. You don't even notice you played it, and it's gone. Like that's how quick.
I loved it. I loved it. Loved
And
it.
it does have terrible
I
voice
wish-
acting. Jesse, you're right there.
What?
And that's awful voice acting, except for Buck. Like,
Yeah.
like if you pay attention to it next time you play,
He skips every cutscene.
oh yeah, that works perfectly. Then what the heck?
Yeah. You're lucky you did
It
that.
was. I loved it. I loved ODST so much.
while we're on
It
the
was
topic,
so good.
last thing I want to ask is there any game or series or franchise that you'd really want a standalone or what you call it again?
Expandalone.
Expandalone.
Expandalone for? Like
Well, we already got one for Gears.
Yeah.
Hive Busters was great. Hive Busters
Halo
was-
Infinite.
Infinite would have been my pick easy. Like if the campaign team wasn't
Did the
slashed.
endless and yeah.
Yeah.
Because they had a ton of cut content that they could have built on top of. Like lots of biomes and different stuff that they
It says Crackdown in the
yeah.
chat. Yeah, I mean,
Crackdown. Crackdown is an Expandalone.
right? That's what,
The whole game is an Expandalone. And I say that as someone who adores all three Crackdown games.
Crackdown's
See,
a really
I'd
fun
love-
concept around a really loose everything else.
I'd love God of War to do
Yeah.
an Expandalone. Like
Yep.
just a short
yep.
10-hour
Mm-hmm.
awesome
Old school
Use
thing.
the same
style.
assets, guys. It's okay.
Original God of War, not the new ones.
Like,
Give me
have
the
Atreus
freaking
play it.
action play. Yeah.
Have Atreus play.
man.
You know what I mean? Like it's
What
okay.
what I wouldn't give to have Sony remaster the OG God of War trilogy.
Well,
I should play
if
those
they
in
want to get everything on PC, they're doing that with
Oh,
freaking
boy.
Last of Us 2. Why not? Do it with
Kratos-
everything.
Oh
Piece of
boy.
crap in those games. Holy crap.
What was that?
Would-
Kratos is such an awful person in those games. I always turn.
how
Oh,
would they?
them.
How would they
so good.
How would they name that? A God of War trilogy, and the people are like, there was only 2 of them because they
God
don't
of
know
War
the other ones
Classic
exist.
Trilogy.
Yeah, because most people
Yeah.
aren't. Maybe a lot of people aren't old enough.
Kratos
I don't know.
bangs people off screen.
They might
God
put
of
like
War.
a Greek subheading on it or something. You know.
I don't know.
Olympus
Maybe they'd call
version.
it God of War Legacy Collection.
Yeah, that could work.
David
Kratos.
Jaffe collection.
The Kratos collection. Let's go.
The God of War web browsing collection.
The Jaffe.
They're the God of Wars. The God of Wars that had all the sex scenes in them with the QTE sex
Kratos
scenes.
was a Kratos was.
He was such a terrible person. Holy
Hated him.
crap!
He's a badass.
Yeah,
That's great.
He's a bad person.
Super edgy.
I love those OG God of War games, man. God damn. But like, still nothing has ever reached the sense of scale that you get in those games. Like that God of War 3, that first fight against, is it Poseidon?
There is a game. There is a game that's reached that scale, but it's even crazier. So it's not the same thing. It doesn't feel as grounded.
Final Fantasy 16.
No, 16 for sure, but no, Asura's Wrath goes crazy.
Oh yeah,
crazy.
Yeah.
Asura's Wrath. Yeah. I haven't played it, but I bought it because it's backwards compatible.
Yep. So,
Ooh,
and I bought all the DLCs.
Rise. A Rise Expandalone. Ooh, yeah.
Rise.
one that adds it. All it does is it just adds in way more character models for the enemies,
What's
so you don't
Rise?
see the same
Oh,
700 family
Rome.
members
Oh
over
my
and over
God,
again.
yes, I would have fully agreed with that. Holy crap.
Oh, yeah.
That big
Tomb
Jeff
Raider?
Grubb, that big Jeff Grubb barbarian guy that you kill 700 or 800 times in Rise.
Yeah. Oh,
So
Brit's
really
got good ones. Tomb Raider. A Tomb Raider Expandalone would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Perfect Dark Expandalone. Right back.
Oh,
There's so many-
every
so many
single
things.
player, every big single player game could do it.
Yep.
Resident Evil, all of them. Like they're just.
Alan Wake could have done it a decade ago.
I've always loved them. Well, Alan Wake did do one. American
You're right,
Nightmare.
American Nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like they're the best. I love those things
Speaking of
so much.
Red Dead, as like a bit of a tangent, and a
60
pretty decent one,
FPS.
only on the PS5. What's up with that?
Well, because it's already backwards compatible on Xbox.
So, but if their reason for not releasing it on Xbox was, hey, it's always already PC, but then they knew they were making a friggin' 60 FPS patch for it, then like still release it on Xbox. Like, what are you doing?
Maybe they're working with Jason Ronald's team to do an FPS boost on it. I don't know.
It'd be nice. Yeah. The people were saying it is kind of weird how like they didn't talk about it at all. Released the game, people bought it, played it. And then, like, 3 weeks later, it's like, oh, by the way, you could have played it.
It was
60.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was like Quantum Break's enhanced mode for One X, where somebody on their weekend was like, "I want to really do this," and they just did it on their own.
Yeah.
Oh, well, hopefully. I mean, Xbox would be aware of what's just happened with Red Dead, knowing that Xbox players don't get to play it at 60. So I don't know. Hopefully, Jason Ronald and his team are like, "Oh, I know we've sort of stopped this, but maybe just for Red Dead, let's FPS boost it."
We're already doing all
we
this
go.
work on Activision stuff. We can get back to it.
Yeah, we're already getting ready for Activision stuff. Let's
I still can't believe
Let's
the
get-
hype behind this release, though, man. People were like, it's going to be the whole game remade and the Red Dead Redemption 2's engine. It's going to be
No, they
amazing.
canceled. They came out earlier in the year that they canceled all of that. So
Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Tangent.
Red Dead Redemption 2, one of the best games ever made. I'll stick by that.
Still need to play it.
that game.
I will one day.
It is play it on PC. It plays unbelievably well on mouse and keyboard. Like, legitimately feels great to play on mouse
Actually
and
play it
keyboard.
on PC? Because when you say play it on PC,
Yes.
I still use my controller usually.
Don't use a control. I mean, it's going to be higher frame rate, so a controller will feel better.
Yeah.
So, but a mouse and keyboard on that game is god tier.
I don't want to play it before playing the first one. And I'm as weird as this sounds. I started the first one when it came PC.
It is a prequel.
I can't handle the guys talking. The main guy, like it's like for the last decade.
Arthur Morgan.
No, Arthur Morgan's great.
Oh.
Amazing performance. I'm talking about.
You don't like John Marston.
John Marston. Yeah, sounds a lot like an actor. Anyways, like we spent a decade making fun of like, good day, sir, good day, lady, pull my top hat down, stuff like that. So when I'm playing a game that's playing that straight, it's just weird. It is really weird to me. One day.
Okay.
One day I'll play it.
Yes, one day. Now, there's a lot of other stories that
A couple
I don't know
other.
if I want to talk
Only a
about.
couple.
Yeah. The last remaining thing I'm going to bring up, it's looking like ABK is finally going to end this week. It's looking like. That's before the CMA just pulls the rug out at the last second and goes, "Whoop,
Or the
we're still going to block it."
the EC maybe he's like, oh, I'm getting back in the ring. EC with the chair coming in.
Yeah. Well, apparently on Friday the 13th. Unlucky for some. I mean, that's got to be an omen of some kind, right?
Have you seen the pictures?
Why would you close on Friday the 13th just so that the CMA can turn around and block it?
in October.
Like, come on. You got to be smarter than that. So hopefully this whole horrible ordeal comes to an end this week. Hopefully.
American Nightmare hopefully will come to.
Oh my god! I hope it all comes to an end, and then the one
British
thing
nightmare.
I can,
Yeah, and I just
the
want to-
one thing I can get out of it is like a bunch of backwards compatible games coming back.
Like Wolverine. No, sorry, that won't get there.
I just want
surely,
Cybertron.
Marvel. Well, think about it, right? They're going to own ABK.
Yeah.
They're fine relationship wise with Disney and Marvel.
Yeah.
Is
It
there
might
a
be
reason-
okay with Disney, but do they have to get Hugh Jackman's okay? Because it has his likeness, his voice, all that stuff. Like, there's
Does it?
always,
Licensing?
yeah, it's Hugh Jackman in Wolverine Origins. It is him, 100%. He voices the whole game.
Wait, he voiced the game too?
Really?
Dedication.
It is 100. He's
I
on
mean,
the
he's
cover.
literally
It's
on the
him.
cover. So
It is
Yeah,
Hugh
well,
Jackman.
that's him.
Oh, we're gonna
But
get
it
to
is
the
him,
video.
and he voices the character.
That's pretty cool.
And
That
you
was-
can
did not-
dress him in the old school outfit.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, Rune Raven was allowed
completely
to make
forgot.
not Call of Duty Warzone.
Origins and Cybertron. I want those games.
One of the few
so
games
much.
that are infinitely better than the movie that they're based on.
one?
Infinitely. It's
Yeah.
not even close. Yeah.
And
This
I would
was
say
so
Final
good.
Fantasy fits in there. That's right.
This was so good. Like I'm just praying that this is part of the batch that an Ultimate Alliance, bring back Ultimate
Cybertron.
Alliance.
You played those games, right?
Yeah, I heard they were
They
very
just-
very good.
They just don't have that license at all anymore. So I don't.
No, but
I know the
Lulu specifically
Transformers stuff's
mentioned it.
weird.
She
Yeah.
was like, we do know where the games are, right? So I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't about someone saying, "Oh, they can't bring him back just because they lost the code," and she's like, "No, he
Yeah.
didn't."
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
just
just-
buy Mattel all the day. Oh, sorry, Hasbro. Sorry.
yeah. I don't know. I'm hoping that a lot of these Marvel games are part of that final batch.
You know what else is-
I'm sure there'll be some Crash games, Tony Hawk games,
Yeah.
because they should be no brainers.
Music,
But man, if
Guitar
this
Heroes, maybe?
if this went
music
backwards compatible,
licenses.
Yeah, you're right.
if this went backwards compatible, I wouldn't know what to do with myself.
I want
I would not
Wolfenstein
know what to do with
09.
myself.
Wolfenstein 09 is great, and the beginning of the new trilogy.
But how has that not happened?
I don't know. It's
Who's
probably
published
because
Activision?
Activision probably just wants a bunch of money because they published it, I think.
Quake 4. Safe to say Quake 4 will be first cab off the rank.
Yeah, it's
Which
funny.
has-
Quake 4 is already on
has
PC
Quake
Game
2.
Pass. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Hexen, Heretic, Quake 4, they're all in PC Game
yes,
Pass because
yes, yeah.
they were published by Bethesda or someone else there. They weren't published by Activision.
And you know, Quake 4, the 360 version, had Quake 2 remastered on it as part of it, which is also pretty funny. But yes, so
Is it,
ABK,
Light at the end of the
according
tunnel.
according to reports, one of being
The Tom Warren.
yeah, poopy Tom Warren, poopy emoji Tom Warren. Apparently, Friday the 13th for ABK. Thank Christ, that will be over.
No, thank Phil.
There's a couple of other smaller stories, but it's already 2 hours in, and Soul
Cyberpunk
apparently
one
has to
might be what we're
go.
talking about. I don't know.
Cyberpunk has sold
Eh.
25
Well,
million.
It did really well.
Cyberpunk has sold 25 million and already 3 million for their DLC, which is one of the best DLCs ever made, following their Blood and Wine one from Witcher 3, which might be the best one ever made.
I
And
have
everybody's
not
right
played
next to
Cyberpunk.
Neither have I. One day.
I
Next
still
year.
haven't
Incredible
played
game.
Cyberpunk.
It was great at launch if you were on a platform it worked on, and it is way better now. If I think I gave it an 8.8 at launch, probably a little high. I should have gone 8.5. It's like a 9 point. It's close to a 10 now with everything they've done to it because
I played the demo.
Yeah.
I played the demo or the trial, and it just wasn't
Probably 30 FPS, right?
quite.
It's a
wasn't
long
quite grabbing
RPG.
me.
Long. You can beat it quickly, so Nick wouldn't be too upset. You can put it on easy. You can get to it pretty quickly. But it is an RPG. It's not an action game. It's an
mean, have
RPG
you-
with good action.
Have you played
But-
the Witcher
yeah,
games,
yeah.
Nick? Probably not, right?
Those wouldn't be up his alley now.
Yeah.
No.
Witcher games would probably be the last thing. Witcher 2, not Assassin of Kings, but the original release, and Witcher 1 are weird. They're really weird. Like if
Very
you go into
clunky.
a fight, without preparing, you will die.
Yeah, I'm not playing.
Figuring
Witcher
out how to prepare and all, it's very European.
1. That's a game that could use like a proper remake remaster. I'm just saying.
I think they've talked about it, but then like
I think they
Assassins of
are.
They're doing a new Witcher game in Unreal Engine 5, I thought, or
Yep.
A Witcher 1
I
remaster.
thought they were remaking or remastering
Yeah.
the first Witcher game.
The first one is
yeah,
getting
I did see
remade
that.
in UE5. Yeah.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
UE5 is a real thing now. I mean, it's not that impressive all the time. It's super performance heavy, but hey, it exists.
It's funny seeing
And like 2 games are out in it.
Yeah.
they broke their sales down, right? On like the platform they sold. I think PlayStation was like 20, Xbox like 13, and they had PC at 64. They didn't put Steam. They just put PC.
Well, yeah, because they own GOG, so that's what they really care about.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so that's pretty much all the news that we
got a
care
super
about.
chat that really wants us to talk about one thing. Your friend.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
It's
that.
really pretty.
Don't buy.
Good old Collingwood has a super chat. Don't forget about the Shadow Gold controller. Yeah, that's right. Another controller variant. Shadow Gold. I wonder if that looks better in person than it does in those pictures.
The lunar friggin' one looks better in person for sure, right? Than it does.
They always
the
look better in
actual
person.
thing.
Yeah. Because
That
in
being
pictures that is kind of.
Like I don't know.
They
know.
all
Everyone
look
should be
really good
buying
in
a
person.
controller, considering we know that there's probably a new controller coming out next year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't be buying it unless you will just want it like a limited edition.
Everyone should
to
just be
keep-
using this thing.
Yeah. Unless you're planning on keeping it like I've done with a few controllers as like limited edition collector's things, I wouldn't be buying a new controller to use now.
I
I'd
got
wait
the
for
20th.
that new one. Yeah, I've got that one as well. I've got the Forza Horizon 5 one, which is
That was nice.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful controller.
Yeah.
Um,
Handball one is great. The Advanced Warfare controller was really cool.
I had that and sold it. And I had the Sea of Thieves one and sold it. Had the Halo 5
they
one
said-
and sold it.
They sent me this one to buy my review.
Yeah, to get the better review score. That's
Yep.
why we
The only
reviewed.
reason, it's the only reason I did it. I love Pink.
Yeah.
Bite
That-
back.
Yeah,
That Sea of Thieves
Yeah.
controller is the best controller I have ever seen.
it's
I
pretty
love
amazing.
that.
I do love my Titanfall controller.
Yeah, time was
And as far as standard colored variants go, like non game related limited editions, the Luna controller was beautiful.
this one or
with
the other
no,
one?
the original Luna with the
the
gold
original one.
triggers.
Yes,
It was all white. Oh god, that controller was nice.
and the fake Starfield
but
one's
yes.
pretty cool too.
Yes, the Starfield one is amazing, even though the game isn't. But the controller is absolutely amazing.
All right. So Starfield's a pretty great game. What do you think there? So, sorry.
Oh, hey.
Sorry, Nick.
Yeah, I mean I'll get to it next year, maybe more of it. I'll play it this year.
I will
Too
never
many
play
games,
Starfield.
not enough time. It's crazy out there.
I will never play Starfield. So yes. So with all the news out of the way now, thanks good old Collingwood for the reminder. We are now going to play
The most stressful
everybody's
part of the day.
favorite video gaming show. Name a game.
I love how the
Oh.
freaking thing comes up over the video.
I just sculled so much coffee in that 10 seconds. I just took a massive swill of coffee. So yes, name a game. It's time for name a game. Haven't played name a game for a while. I did watch last week's episode to see who won, and Joe won for me, which was
Nice.
great.
Mhm. He was very excited.
John's off his
Yeah.
his groove, huh?
So I am starting to just extend
put the
my
category.
lead, which is great. What am I now? It's at the moment it's 21-17 my way. Now
Oh,
last time Sol and I played this game together, Jesse picked a topic that was quite an unfair advantage for me, which was games released in the 80s or something.
Those
or-
games were released before I was born.
and
was like,
I
oh,
just dominated. Like, it is absolutely dominated.
no. Games released the year I was born. It was all 94 games, I think, right? Or was it before?
No, it was
Yeah, something-
released
oh,
before
yeah,
you were born. It was
94.
91,
Okay.
92, 93, 94. So before you were
Yeah,
born.
yeah.
All right. Okay.
So
You have the
I
link,
just
by the way, for the
absolutely
buzzer?
dominated. The Buzz in Live link.
Oh, I'll hit it.
Um,
I completely forgot about Buzzin' Live. Yeah, give me a sec.
Website again?
Yeah,
get it.
so we play for
I bet it is.
patrons who never redeem the games that they're sent.
I hit the wrong
so
thing.
This
There we
week
go.
I am playing for Natal Hawthorne, and Sol is playing for Pete West.
Okay, Pete West. Prepare to lose.
Yeah. I don't even know if Pete still watches us. I just went through the patron list and tried to go a bit older for one of them and saw Pete West there. And I'm like, maybe Pete West just used
This will
to
remind
support
him
us
that
and
he's doing it, and he'll friggin' cancel.
forgot about
Cancel
it.
us.
Forgot about it.
100%.
I did notice a couple of long-time patrons did leave us this week, which was sad to see. Down his head. I'm not pointing anyone out that I'm a bit
He
disappointed
did
in.
say in the Discord that it's a financially motivated, not because of our performance as a.
That's fine. That's fine. I understand. I totally
Being a
understand
patron
that.
is
You're crying a little.
Yeah.
Just
Listen,
everyone remember, if you are, because times are tough at the moment. Trust me, I get that more than anyone. I need to cancel a whole bunch of subscriptions that I've got at the moment because gotta tighten up the belt a little bit. Remember, there is the tip jar. The tip jar is there. Just $1 a month. Still lets you know that you support us.
and Patron's changing up a little bit, I think, or at least some
Yes,
stuff's
they did a
happening.
rebrand and all sorts
Yeah,
of stuff. I have no idea. I haven't looked into it properly.
But John will look into that. That's his stuff.
But that's who we're playing for. Now, what is the topic for
Today,
this week?
I put the buzz in live in there so you can join.
Yeah.
Today's topic is, and I swear to God, this wasn't based on anything you said, Nick.
Okay.
Get it? Games Sony will probably remaster soon.
Ooh, okay. All right.
Okay.
So
It's a
Sony
lot. It's
IP
probably a big
essentially.
list. It's
Okay.
probably
It
a
was.
big
I wa-
list.
I went to Wikipedia's list of every game ever published by Sony and grabbed every single one that they own the IP on, as far as I know.
All right.
Yeah,
You better have the one I think you have, by the way.
I have a sneaking suspicion that Sony probably doesn't have a ton coming over the next year or two,
Yeah.
and are probably going to fill a bunch of gaps with remasters. I suspect.
Mind the gap.
Yes.
Britons love that
Mind.
joke.
Yeah.
BRITTONS. All right.
Yes.
Number one in
Number
this
one.
name of a game is
Yeah.
2 words, those words being serpentine casting.
Shit.
Casting.
Wait, why is Buzzin saying locked?
Because in case I accidentally show it, no one can join.
Oh.
It locks people joining, not...
I know the first word. I know
Okay.
the first word, but why can't I figure out the second word?
Serpentine meaning live.
Snake.
I want to show...
No, snake's too obvious. Serpentine meaning snake-like. Ah, crap.
If you think out loud, you give the other person the
I
answer.
know, but
and
I
don't
can't
to.
not think out loud, right? It's the way I function.
Mute your mic.
That's-
Yeah, talk to yourself. It's great. It's a great podcast when you talk and we can't hear it.
Serpentine casting. So this is an old PlayStation game that you think may be
This is a
remastered.
PlayStation. I mean, it's just a PlayStation. It's PlayStation first party IP. I have no idea if it will or won't.
Casting.
Fucking miming.
Serpentine
Damn it! I can't.
casting. Do you mean casting as in like movie casting?
Oh,
Or
Starting
casting.
the
metal
counter.
casting.
10 seconds. 9, 8. Timer's going. 5 seconds.
Oh.
3,
What
2,
casting do you
1, 0.
By the way-
Twisted metal.
Oh my god! You were kidding me.
Serpentine.
No.
Twisted.
Also, by the way, when it's locked, I can't click the buzzer. I just tested that right now.
Oh, weird.
God damn it! The chat get
You
that?
know
Tell
what
me,
game?
chat.
You know what game I was thinking?
Yeah,
There's a
a
game
lot
I've
of
got on
people in chat got
PlayStation
that.
3. There's a game that I've got on PlayStation 3 called Snake Ball, and I
Yeah,
thought it was
yeah.
that, and I'm like,
Well, I'm going
casting?
bigger
ball?
games
Going
people have
like-
heard of.
I was like, snake spells, snake moving.
I'm like
casting is in the
Snake
metal.
Ball because I've got Snake Ball on PlayStation 3. I'm like, is it Snake Ball? And I'm trying to figure out how casting could be
How
Snake
did I
Ball.
not? I played so much Twisted Metal. growing
That's
up.
why I asked
So-
what the
Holy
casting
crap.
was. Was it casting?
I
I gave you
as
the hint,
in-
by the way, Nick. I said casting metal. You should have came right away.
But
Barry Donnellan
Serpentine's not giving me
and
twisted.
HMO
Yes,
Ham
yeah.
both got it.
Okay.
Yep, multiple
Whatever,
people
man.
got it. All right, next question. I'll turn off the lock. I wanted to show the screen so people can hear the buzz and everything, but oh well. This next one is weird as shit, and you can read it. It's Father Packaging the Rhapsodist.
What the? Wait. I know this. Rhapsodist. I know that.
You think out loud? You're gonna give it to Nick.
I know. I'm just moving my lips.
PlayStation.
Nick, what the hell, man? You should say something. Other packaging.
Is this like known?
What is this?
Oh yeah, extremely.
What? Sony owned IP.
Mm-hmm. It's only 2D. Oh, Barry Donnellan got it again.
I didn't play a lot of. See, here's the problem. Like, how far
You
back
know
is
this
going?
game. You know this game.
But how
One of
far
the
back
bigger-
is this going? Because
This is a
I wasn't
PlayStation
big
1
on
game.
PS. I was about to say I wasn't big on PS1, so I'm not going to.
You know this.
I've
You
played a lot of
know
PS1.
this
Just
game.
give us another hint, quick, before you do the timer.
What does Rhapsodist mean?
Singer? No.
Yeah, that's what I was
performer?
thinking. Like
Singer,
Bohemian
performer?
Rhapsody. Bohemian Rhapsody. It's a song thing.
Performing? Something.
Father Packaging.
You're not allowed to look anything up, but I'll look it up so I can tell you exactly.
Yeah.
Father
Nick, this is for
Packaging.
you. Rhapsody, or in modern usage, rhapsodis, refers to a classical Greek
Like singing.
professional performer
Yeah,
of epic
singing,
poetry.
that's right.
Epic poetry. Epic poetry. They perform poetry.
Come on, Nick. You got this. Poetry. What? Like the Odyssey?
Something the Poet. Is there a PlayStation game called Something the Poet?
Jesus fucking Christ. All
Not that
right, I'm starting the timer. I give up. I can't do it.
Dante's
Father
Inferno, like,
Packaging.
What type of
Father
modern
Packaging.
music is considered poetry almost? Because it's not really singing, it's talking.
Oh, what did you
Rap.
say? Oh.
There's
timer
no
went out.
Rhapsodist in it. Are you kidding me here, Nick?
Yeah,
Rapping?
the timer ended.
Oh, did it?
I'll
Oh,
give
okay.
it. You clicked it right before it went off. What is your answer, Nick?
What is it?
Is it Parappa the Rapper?
Correct.
You're telling me you needed him to say poem to get rap?
No, you said
Rhapsodist?
rap. You
The
said
word-
rap.
The word has rap
You
in
said
it.
rap.
The word has rap in it.
You said rap, and I'm like, oh,
You
Parappa
should've
the
needed me
Rapper.
to say rap to get
I
rap.
honestly
Father
thought
Packaging.
this would. I thought this would be an easy one because it literally had rap in the end.
Not gonna lie,
Something the rap.
I've
PlayStation
never
game,
heard that
something the
before.
rap.
Father
My whole life.
Packaging. Parappa.
You have-
Parappa
Full
as
name?
in
Pa Rapper the Rappist?
Parappa the Rapper. Parappa the Rapper.
Interesting. Okay, all right.
Google it. Parappa the Rapper.
Yeah, I definitely will once.
I never played it. I know the game, but I never played it.
Oh,
We
wrong
got,
thing.
we got Big
Here we go.
Nick. Okay.
This Parappa the Rapper.
Oh my God! This is friggin' that dude.
Here I am, just a sitting in a car.
Wait, I do know this. Holy crap.
Punch, punch, kick, kick,
Yeah.
turn.
Holy
Yeah.
crap!
I never
that's
played it.
nostalgic.
I never played
Jesus.
it, but I know the game.
It's not Snoopy's.
And you said rap, and that's what got it for me. As soon as you said, "Oh, what music is poetry?" Rap.
the word had
That's what
rap.
I was
in
like,
it,
"Oh
all
yeah,
right?
Parappa the Rapper."
That was the easy one. My God.
Okay, all right, all
Force
right,
you
that's-
through. All right. Next one, as I reset the buzzer before Nick yells at me, is two words. Those words being spray cycle.
God damn it.
I was about to
This
be
is
like
a game
Loco
that-
Cycle.
Does not hold up at all. PlayStation 1.
Spray cycle.
Brit, it is not Golden Showers.
It's not Wipeout.
It could
I
be.
need that to get through this.
I don't know old PlayStation games. I wasn't big into PlayStation back then.
Are these popular games?
It was immediately gotten by Zabit in chat. Immediately,
Okay,
no
okay.
hesitation.
Okay, all right, all right.
Yeah, but
I know, I played
Zabit
so
probably
much
played a lot
PlayStation.
of PlayStation 1. He probably grew up on PlayStation
You're just
1.
complaining
A
that
lot
you're
of us
bad
grew
at
up on
it. We get it.
PlayStation 1. Spray cycle. God damn it, spray.
When the
meaning-
PlayStation 1 came out, I was playing Sega Saturn. So I wasn't playing PlayStation.
We get it. You're bad at this. It's fine.
I mean, I
Soul.
no idea if this is the name of the game. Paintball.
Spray cycle.
Nope.
Nah,
Wrong.
damn it.
Starting the timer.
Spray cycle.
Nick, I said paintball. Come on, paint. It's gotta be paint something.
Two
right?
people in chat have got it.
Spray meaning like to paint.
Spray
Or to
cycle.
cycle means.
I don't know. I didn't
Jet?
play enough PlayStation 1 games.
Jet Moto.
No, are you kidding me? What? Moto means cycle? Oh, as in like a motorcycle? You are
Motorcycle.
kidding me.
Again, I think I've heard of that game and never played
You
it.
haven't played Jet Moto? I've played like all four of them.
It was you're on a
Jet ski.
personal watercraft.
Yeah,
jet ski is a brand. No, jet ski is a brand. It is not the name of it.
Fine.
Yeah,
Like
like
I
a
said, man, I was
dumpster.
Futuristic.
in 1995, 96, I was on a Sega Saturn. I was not on a PlayStation
If you put
1.
a 2 at the end of it, I think I would have got it. Because that was the one I played like next level.
All right, the next one.
Spray jet. Oh, God.
The next one is 2 words. Those words being pantomime, elude.
The F. Actually, I know what pantomime is.
A very well-known game, incredibly well-known game.
I might know this one. Shit.
When you're pantomiming something, you are
Yeah,
blanking
I know.
it. When you're
know,
eluding
I know.
something, you are
I know.
Alluding to it. You're
Shit. I think I know this one.
starting the timer.
What? Wait, whoa.
Wait,
chill.
relax, man. Calm down.
All right, Joker's still thinking. Alluding to something means you're like, hey, I'm talking about this, but I'm not really. You're hinting towards it.
No,
pantomime again?
elude, not allude. Elude is different to allude.
No, what? No, it's the same word. Eluding.
Unless
No.
Unless Jesse's misspelled it.
No, elude. E-L-U-D-E.
So
I'm
to
pretty sure
dodge,
it's
to
Allude.
get away.
Yeah, I'm not alluding to something. I am eluding something.
Oh yeah. So
That's
you're
right.
dodging
There's 2
something.
different words. That's what
Okay,
I'm
fair
saying.
enough,
It's
fair
2
enough. So
different
this
words.
one where
There's
you're-
allude. There's allude, and
Yeah, I
there's
see what you mean. I see what you
elude.
mean. Okay, fine. This is the one where
Elude.
I
you're
am
dodging,
eluding.
where you're getting away from.
That's
something.
right.
You're moving away.
Thank
from
you.
something.
Yes, that's why I was like, he's saying.
I could like
no.
pantomiming. I'm fishing. You know, pantomiming. You know, like I'm doing things. Like I'm pretending to be something else.
Oh. Hey, wait. Buzz.
Nick,
Ape Escape.
correct.
You are kidding.
These are all games I haven't played, but I know.
Yeah, I picked ones you
Do I
would
have
know.
Ape Escape?
No. I played all of these games.
I played none of these games. I was playing
Keeping
Daytona
something.
USA and
You
fighting
just need to-
Vipers and Virtua Fighter
Something's wrong with my head
2
right now. All right.
and
You always overthink it. Don't overthink
yeah,
it.
Landstalker and
Escape. Elude.
X-Men Children of the Atom and
Again, if you put
I
a
was
2
playing-
next to it, I probably would have got it. Maybe.
I was playing good games.
Holy
on
crap!
the
I played
Sega
all of
Saturn.
these, except for Pie the Rapper.
And they publish that one everywhere. I have no idea if they own the IP or not. I don't really care.
Yeah, who knows?
It's a dumb
I mean,
game.
It's anonymous with PlayStation.
All right. Be ready to click on the next one. Be ready
All right.
to click on the next one right away if you think you know it, because it is Tool and Bang. Soul.
You didn't get that, Ratchet and Clank.
You both clicked the same time, but you got it a little faster.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's not
Still in the
Ratchet and
game.
Clank.
Still in the game. Actually,
No,
I haven't played
it's
a
not
single
that.
Ratchet
It's-
and Clank.
It's
by the
not
way.
that.
Oh, it's not Ratchet and Clank.
No, it is. I'm kidding.
Okay.
Oh,
So I see.
I was about
You
to
know what? Like, I
say.
see the thing. I haven't played Ratchet and Clank. You have. I got it. You didn't. So I think I see.
Hold on. You think they're going to remaster Ratchet and Clank? They
I
just
don't
released
think they're
a
gonna
new
remaster-
Ratchet and Clank.
I don't
It's
think
a
they're going to
joke. It's a
remaster
joke.
anything. It's
It's
just
PlayStation IP.
PlayStation first. PlayStation IP. It was a joke about. No, I.
Also,
don't
to be
think they're
fair, he
gonna
could put
remaster it.
Last of Us 2 or like other latest game in it would still work.
Yeah, that's true. And they did do a reimagining of the original Ratchet and Clank in 2016.
What'd you do, Jack and Dexter? Those are 2 names.
All right. The next one's very long. It should be pretty easy. I'm guessing Nick will probably get it, but I don't know. It is
Go.
Crafty Barrel Maker and the Thieving Trash Panda.
Fudge. I know this.
You got to click if you think you know it,
God
Nick.
damn it. I mean,
Sly Cooper,
yeah. I don't
and
know the third word.
Thievius
You gotta get that.
Raccoonius. Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonius, or Thievius Raccoonius, something like that.
Yeah, that should be it, right?
You're one letter
Come on,
off.
That's right.
I'll
Oh,
give it to
come
you.
on, that's
It's,
right.
I'm giving it to you.
Wait.
It's
Before he
Raccoon-
gives it,
it's-
Sly Cooper and the Thievius.
Raccoonius. They say it like a Looney Tunes style title.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, you got it.
What was he off by?
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it's just Thievius Raccoonus. There's no Raccoonius.
I thought it was
copied it.
Raccoonius.
Yeah, I copied it
Ah,
from
okay.
the thing, but it might be wrong.
Sly
okay.
Cooper. I knew the first part,
Yeah.
obviously, but the flip, Thievius Raccoonus.
It was actually I
Yeah, it's
actually
just
got the
Raccoonus.
thieving trash. I got the thieving trash panda part because I remember
Really?
that name. Yeah.
Okay, all right, next one. Let's go.
I won.
Alright, well,
I
well,
won.
I know, I
Nick
know.
is-
It's okay.
Okay, boop boop.
I won
Free for
again.
Nick. There we go.
Yeah,
Show
baby.
that. All right, clear buzzers. The next one, and a barrel maker is literally called a Cooper. So, in case you're
yeah.
wondering.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a lot of things to copy. The next one is creator of conflict. Soul.
Come on, Nick. Are you kidding me? Are you? Yeah, okay. God of War. Come on. God.
Correct.
What do you mean? Are you kidding me? Look at the buzzer. I buzzed in at the same time. You just happened to
Did
beat
you
me.
actually?
It was a full
Aren't you
second.
looking at the buzzer?
It was.
So
I'm
hold
looking
on.
at you,
Nick,
not the buzzer. My
If
buzzer's
you're
on the
not
right.
looking at the buzzer screen, what screen are you looking at?
I'm looking at you. My buzzer's on my right monitor. Listen, I've got everything wrong. All right, come on.
Nick,
That's-
on my end, you were a full second behind Soul.
I still
it does-
buzz like very quickly.
It has rollback netcode, believe it or not. So it is
Yeah, I
accurate.
know it does.
Very good.
It's really nice. All right. Next one is Silhouette of the Behemoth. Nick.
Oh my God,
Shadow of the Colossus.
I think it was on there.
Another game I never played, but am
neither
fully
did I.
aware of.
Heard amazing things about
I
it.
kind of liked it. It's a cool. It's a vibe.
It looks like it would be clunky as shit.
It was. I think the second remake, fixed a lot. But yeah.
PS4 one.
Second remake, because Sony
Yeah. So
has
I'm
fucking
guessing
history.
there's gonna be a third. Yeah.
Sony has history with remaking remakes. Last of Us.
All right. The next one, second to last, is Transmit Sifter.
I know this. God damn it. God damn it. I don't know the first word.
Sifter.
What the hell? Why do I not know the first word?
Sifter.
Fudge.
Starting the timer on you.
Does this actually sound like the name of the game?
No.
Oh. Okay.
3 seconds on you, Soul.
Psycon filter?
Nope. But you gave it to Nick.
Hey!
Anyways, what's the first word?
Siphon filter.
Cipher. Are you kidding me? Oh my.
It does sound like the name. Transmit sifter, siphon filter. It does
I
sound
knew it was
like it.
something SI, and I'm
Barely.
like, what was it? And the timer is 2 seconds. I saw the.
Thanks
timer
for
go
giving me the answer.
down. Yeah, I should have not. Well, it doesn't
All
matter.
right. Very last one is non-compliance. Tumble of dudes.
The buzzer. The buzzer.
I click clear.
Flip.
Non-compliance. Tumble of dudes.
I know this.
Nick.
Goddamn.
Resistance, Fall of Man.
Correct.
Jesse, bro,
That's a
you didn't
game
have
I
the
did
one
play
game I was
and
expecting.
loved. Loved
The game that actually
Resistance, Fall of
deserves
Man.
a remaster out of
Yes.
every single.
What,
PlayStation.
Legend of
Resistance,
Dragoon?
Fall of
Yes, Legend
Man.
Dragoon.
How am I going to say dragoon?
Resistance.
A dragon would work. I'd still. Get
No,
it.
it wouldn't.
You-
It's
it
the
could've been-
same word with one less letter.
You could have done 3. No, I'm saying is you could have done similar. You could have done a 3-letter word with the of in the middle, and I would have immediately guessed it. Just
Resistance, Fall of Man. Oh, God. Like,
Which resistance
Mate.
game is that? Like the third?
the first one. That was so good.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
when I got a PS3, I got Resistance with it, and I was like, how good is this game?
Well, a Legend of Dragoon to be like Fable of pulled behind.
Fable of Serpent. Good enough.
What would be Oon?
Fable of
And
dragon,
visually-
of riding serpent.
No, Fable of dragged behind city in or land in Adventure Time.
Or you could do the name of the main
Plus
character
N.
in the Dragoon.
And- For
book
people
series.
not aware,
No.
For people not aware, you know
terrible.
who makes Resistance? Insomniac.
Insomniac.
The one time they weren't forced to make something from a third-person perspective. And man, Resistance 2 was okay. Resistance 3, I feel somewhat overrated. People talk like Resistance 3 is the best one. Don't know if I agree. I like the first one, and visually, first one still holds up. Pretty game. I would love a Resistance remastered collection with all 3 games. Don't worry about the multiplayer, just the campaigns. Oh man, a Resistance collection would be great. Be really good. God of War trilogy, Resistance, Killzone. People were like, "Oh, Nick would want Killzone." Killzone 1 and 2 weren't great.
You only like Shadowfall?
Loved Shadowfall, and Killzone 3 was okay. I've got Killzone 3 still. Killzone 3 was okay. Shadowfall, loved it. Killzone 1, straight up garbage. Killzone 2 is an interesting one. Killzone 2 is one of
Is
those
it, though?
games where... No, Killzone 2, I feel, is one of those games where if it got the proper remaster or remake treatment, it could be made a really good game. But
Like Dead Space 3.
Killzone 2 was probably the first game that started that whole overhyping, overrated Sony exclusive thing. That was probably the game that really ushered that era of PlayStation first party in, where people just overhyped it because of the graphics. And the funny thing is, the graphics were overrated anyway, because it was just fucking post-processing Vaseline filter the game. That's like when you look at Killzone 2 and actually look at it, low poly models, shit textures, choppy frame rate.
God damn.
Oh my God, I couldn't believe the scores it was getting. It was just, but you can see this, and like for the first year, they had to patch out all the input lag. It had ridiculous input lag on it that made it borderline unplayable. So how it got those scores, I'll never know.
91 in Metacritic. That's interesting. Okay. So games scored higher back in the day, I think.
Oh no! But again, that game was the first one that ushered in that era where everyone had to just overrate every PlayStation game that came out. This was
Halo Killer. I do remember this.
Yeah. Well, Killzone 1 was the Halo Killer. Killzone 1 was the one that was billed as the Halo Killer. It was not. But Killzone 2 was just... Is this 2 or 1? This is 2, isn't it?
2. Yeah. Oh, you sure?
Look at it.
I'm not looking at the screen.
Look at it. It's Vaseline filter post-processing.
You don't think Uncharted was the game that...
This is being played on a PS3.
Dang.
Hold on.
It looks like a level from Uncharted already.
But again, there's something there where if they remade Killzone 2 and had it have really tight controls and got rid of all the Vaseline on the screen and all that sort of stuff, a remake of Killzone 2 could actually be really good. A remake of Killzone 2 could actually be really good. But Killzone 2 as it was, don't believe.
I see what you mean. This is super cinematic looking. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
This was the first that ushered in that era. It's like, quick, we've got to overrate every PlayStation game that comes out because they're all visually amazing, apparently.
I don't think Killzone 2 making another first-person shooter for at least a couple decades. I just don't see it.
Okay, so remake this.
Yeah.
You don't have to make a new one. Remake Killzone 2. Like I said, there's a foundation there to have a decent game if they remade it properly. Right as it stands right now, Shadowfall and Killzone Liberation are my two favorite Killzone games. And I got Killzone Liberation for free. If you had it on PSP, you got it for... Or, I don't know, there was some reason you got it for free. Anyway, that's name a game. I win again. So, now is the time where we want to thank our amazing patrons. And even though I'm really bad at showing my appreciation for our patrons...
Terrible.
I do really, really appreciate every single one of you, to the point where it actually upsets me when I see long-time patrons. Like, I'm the one that logs into Patreon to check who the new patrons are and to put the post up for the Patreon. And I check and I see who's joined, who's left. And I have to say, like, I feel it. It hurts here when I see, like, long-time patrons that leave us. And I'm like, oh... Then I feel like I said something, or we did something to upset you.
The ego up there.
And I have to like stop myself from messaging you to say, why did you leave us? What did we do? How can we be better? Like, trust me, I appreciate that you guys are handing over your hard-earned money to support us in everything we do, which is why we do our best to give back, kind of. Like with the movie podcast, which we need to do. Have you seen Swimming with Sharks yet? Have you watched Swimming with Sharks yet?
No.
Have you seen
I'm holding off as long as I can.
I want to go and see the creator. I do want to go see it. It actually looks pretty good.
It looks
I did see it
visually. Yeah,
it looks great. I do want to see it. And yes, and we've got the Discord where you get access, I think, to a super secret section with giveaways and stuff.
A lot of giveaways.
And one of the other perks of being a patron is that you get to ask us community questions, which we read live on the show, which is what we're going to do right now, because we've got 35 minutes before Soul apparently needs to leave. Allegedly.
I mean, it's not like a hard limit, but it'd be nice if we hit it.
It's really not a hard limit, is it? You were exaggerating a little.
No, a bunch of families over from Toronto and some other areas. So my sister's inviting them over.
They're not going anywhere. I
gotta go. They're already gone. Ow, goddamn. They're at my sister's place. I gotta go.
They'll still be there. Okay, community questions.
Okay.
First community question. As per usual.
Yeah, right.
Hytham G. Statement. In this time of the month and this time of the year, Halloween is coming sooner and later. In less than 30 days, John, who's not here, you hate Halloween, and Nick, you're annoyed of it. And Jesse, you're cool with it. But both you gents will take your kids trick-or-treating anyway, since they enjoy getting the lollies. And as for your kids, Jesse, they're mature young adults, and they got their own Halloween plans, as far as they have to watch their teeth without a single cavity on their
teeth.
But please excuse me, I am going to marathon my horror movies of this month of October. Watch Tell Me, Talk to Me. It's an Australian horror movie called Talk to Me. Oh boy.
Oh, that's the one that just came out. Yeah, I've heard really good things.
The YouTubers.
Yeah, it's on my list.
These two Greek brothers from Melbourne, I believe, who started as just like horror YouTubers, and then they made a movie.
No, they were.
It's quite scary.
They were wannabe stuntmen YouTubers that just beat the shit out of each other doing fight scenes.
Oh, were they? Oh, okay.
And a lot of wrestling. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And they made a horror movie called Talk to Me, and it's quite good, quite scary. And it's we'll talk about it in a sec. Yeah. Question, John, since you hate Halloween, does it make you want to do cruel tricks like smashing someone's pumpkin, throwing eggs at someone's window, throwing toilet paper at someone's house, or a kick me sign on someone's back, or whatever the tricks I can list during Halloween? And have you gents ever did tricks like these during Halloween?
Well, I've never done tricks like this. I'm a good bloke.
That's like
bruv.
Cockney. That's a very Cockney British accent. John's British accent is a little more upper class than that.
He knows how to put it on.
I mean, my kids go trick or treating each year. They love it. They get dressed up and they walk around the streets.
Man. What's not to love?
Yeah.
I have never done a trick. Some people egged my brother's car once, and I was like, having to help him clean that was horrible because it had a sunroof, so they got it everywhere.
I got egged once. Back in the day, I went trick-or-treating, and all of a sudden I felt something hit me on the back of the ass, and it was an egg.
I understand that when it comes to you.
Now that I've got a Google doorbell, I may just take it off the wall so that no one can ring our doorbell for trick-or-treating. It's like the way to like let people know, don't come to my house for lollies.
No lights, no pumpkin, no one should come.
No, we don't do that kind of stuff really. But
okay.
we'll have like a bunch of lollies and sometimes we'll hand them out. But yes, speaking of horror movies though, Talk to Me, like very, very good. Look, my bugbear with modern day horror movies is that what most of these directors and stuff do is, or writers, whatever, they think of the scary scenes, they think of really cool, scary sequences, and then they're like, okay, how do we wrap a movie around this? Rather than making the movie and putting the scary scenes in it. And 95% of them, as a result, end horribly. They just have terrible endings.
Always have terrible endings.
Yes. Talk to Me, Barbarian.
Oh, that was a good movie. Holy crap.
Barbarian was fantastic. Talk to Me has a really... Oh, yeah. Drag Me to Hell. Did you ever see Sam Raimi's Drag Me to Hell?
Yeah.
Oh, man. And there's so much of that in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
And that was the best part of the Doctor Strange, too. Really quick, Host. If you haven't seen it, watch Host. 2020, COVID-made movie, 40 minutes long. So good. You should watch it.
No, I won't.
Okay.
No matter what you say.
Brett, Cabin in the Woods is good.
Oh, great. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other good,
genuinely
good horror movies. The Conjuring movies. Amazing. Yeah, the Conjuring movies are good.
Insidious, I like the first three. First two.
Which two?
Insidious, the first two. James Wan, his horror movies are fun. Malevolent, also fun.
I haven't seen... Malevolent was okay.
It wasn't a horror movie. It was
a bit silly.
Yeah, a little silly. It was crazy silly.
Because I remember watching Malevolent and trying to figure out what was going on. Yeah. I'm like, what's happening? And then when the reveal happens and you're just like, oh my God, this is the dumbest thing ever.
And then the movie shifts genres, becomes an action movie for a little bit.
It just becomes a John Woo action movie all of a sudden with someone running really awkwardly. And
a comedy, essentially. I love James Wan. I'll watch anything he directs, man. I'm in. But yeah.
The feed had Gary Barwick's right. The feed has died.
It's funny. That's not me. That's StreamYard.
Oh, we're back.
It's running fine. Yeah.
We're back.
Oh,
Weird.
okay.
Yeah.
Like Gary, it was dead.
It never
dead for me.
It
as
never.
well.
So you know what it probably was is you guys. You're both Australian, right? It
Yeah.
might be your connection to YouTube because
yeah.
it never dropped for me, or Brit.
What was I
Interesting.
gonna say? And if you want horror stuff, play Redfall this month. I'm just saying.
Play the Vivitch, watch.
Vivitch was good. A little overrated, I want to say.
I like the Vivitch. I really like the Lighthouse.
Oh, the Lighthouse was phenomenal, and also the Ritual. If you haven't seen it, so good. It has this one like the freakiest scenes I've seen in a movie. So well done. Anyways,
The Ritual.
The Ritual.
trying
You
to
need to
remember
watch the
if I've
Ritual. A
seen
group
that
of guys go to Sweden for hiking, and they go through a forest. That should be enough to let you know if you watched it or not. You should watch it if you haven't seen it.
I'm trying to
was
think
good.
of other horror movies that I've seen. I love horror movies.
I used to hate them,
trying
and
to
then I
think.
got into them. God damn.
The moment you said you'd like to go, but you were nice about it, then Nick's
Yeah.
just going to take advantage of it big time.
What else is there? I don't know.
Who cares?
Uh,
Next question.
I don't know. Okay, next question. Jesse brother.
Let's see.
Hi guys. Sorry I missed episode 179. Apparently I was not alone in that. Definitely wanted to be here for 180. Nice round numbers feel more significant. Jess, as I told you, I think I'm finally all Starfielded out. I did reinstall
played a lot.
Cyberpunk though. I did find it a little too difficult to get used to the controls while simultaneously playing so much Starfield, but perhaps I'll try that again soon. Surprise! I could not get into AC Mirage as I just hate stealth in games, and that game did in fact force me to do some stealth. God, stealth is the
bit.
best part of games.
It's a little bit.
You know what game didn't and I'm really liking? Dark Tide. Highly recommend that one. Also, can recommend Gen 5?
Gen V.
V. It's the
Gen
boys
V.
spinoff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Compound
Oh,
V.
yeah, that's
blah,
right.
Blah, blah.
On Amazon, and Loki Season 2 on Disney+. Oh, is that out?
Just came out.
Yeah,
this
first
season.
episode.
Yeah.
Good first
Oh, nice.
episode.
Nice.
I've been watching Morning Wars and the rest of Physical on Apple TV+. Haven't been able to say I liked a Disney show in quite a while, not since WandaVision, and I thought the last couple of episodes of that were terrible.
Yeah.
Also, Jess, WandaVision...
I like the Parks and Rec episode. That
it
was
went
great.
it went to too superhero-y for an end, and
Yeah.
they didn't need to do that.
Also, Jess, saw your latest appearance on Jeff Grubb's Morning Games show. Gosh, you're on that show almost as much as Jan. You seem to be his favorite Xbox era member. Sorry, Nick. And congratulations, John, on getting the book done. Bye-bye, guys. Oh, yeah, the books are being shipped out.
Yes.
Book is done, being shipped out soon. It was a lot of packaging. It's a lot of debt on John's credit card because of the shipping cost increases. So,
God, man.
any Kickstarters, if you saw the link in there, thank you to those of you who just sent in money to make up some of the difference. It's a huge help.
Yeah.
And yes, and I can second Travis. Warhammer Dark Tide's super fun. I really enjoyed it at launch, but it was the progression wasn't as good as it needed to be, and they've spent the extra time both making it run way better on PC, which translated it to it running fantastically on console. It runs perfectly, like really good on Series X. It has some slowdown on Series S, but it's a very demanding game, so kind of be expected. And it's really friggin' fun. Just get a group of people, go in, shoot the shit, play by yourself and matchmake with people or play with bots. It's really, really fun.
Yeah.
Because Vermintide was all melee and magic, and this is shooty guns and big crazy 40k stuff, and it's really, really good.
Okay. Next question. Hugh. This one is for Nick. Sorry, John and Jesse. As a fellow Rocket League connoisseur, I wondered if you have ever been to Battle Kart. They seem to be mostly located across Europe. It's a real-life version of Rocket League. They also do Mario Kart and other famous games. I happened to stumble upon it recently, and I'm now really tempted to take the kids. I need to check. I don't know if it's in Australia. Is Battle Kart in Australia? Battle Kart Australia. Is it in Australia? There is one called Mega Fast Karts, Battle Cars. Battle Kart, I don't think is in Australia by the looks of it.
There's a Billy Kart.
Unfortunately. I would play
Oh,
real
that-
life Rocket League.
Yeah.
For
That
sure.
really
I
is
would
it.
play real life. That looks cool. I'd play real life Rocket League in a heartbeat. Question for all. With Sega laying off employees, oh yeah, Sega did that too. And the ABK deal hopefully closing on the 13th, do you think there's more chance than ever of a possible acquisition? Yes! God damn it. They need to acquire Sega.
Not for a while.
They have to
They're not going to go for a publisher
right now. So if ABK closes on the 13th...
Next Saturday at 5:50 p.m. Eastern Time, so we're the first podcast that gets to talk about it, and we have that 5,000 viewers.
Yeah.
if ABK passes. By the way, we have this one in the works.
Yeah, if ABK closes on the 13th, which is a Friday, on the 16th, they need to announce that Sega is being acquired straight away. Don't even just back to back.
Emergency podcast. We all hop on.
Yeah.
Don't even wait.
Nick would just say to work, "Oh, emergency! I gotta go for an hour."
Can't work. Okay, azuwizu. Hello, everyone. Hope everybody is doing well. Nick, I have a question for MVG when you meet him next. You guys can take a whack at it if it pleases you. It's an interesting choice of words.
He wants you to whack MVG.
Yeah, wants us to whack it together.
Just beat each other off.
Or does he want you to kill him?
Maybe. The fight to preserve the video games. The fight to preserve the video games is a fight to be had, and I support it wholeheartedly. Being able to play games that remind you of the good old days is a powerful thing. When they lose me is when they villainize the wrong people. I remember Xbox removed the ability to run emulators in retail mode, which I believe was using a bug/exploit. And the whole community was like, Xbox bad, they don't care, yada yada. I was like, of course, what do you expect them to do? Get sued by Nintendo? There is unreasonable expectations and hate directed towards these platforms. My question is, why is it the responsibility of the platform holder to preserve these games and not the devs? Well,
I mean, it'd be shared
both
responsibility,
matter,
right? Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's kind of both because you need a platform to play the games on.
Yeah.
So,
and if like you make a disk drive that goes bad in 4 years or things like that, like
it's on both a little bit because some of the developers will be like, well, no, and there's licensing issues and there's this and there's that.
I'm sure there's plenty of PlayStation 1 and 2 devs that would love to keep making money from their games from 1, 2, and 3 on 4 and 5, but they can't because the platform didn't support it.
That's right. So it's a bit of both.
Xbox wants everything, but they have to work with what they can. They can only get certain things that will... There are some games that just don't work. You can't bring forward Kinect games from the 360 to the Xbox One. You can't work through certain IP because companies don't exist anymore. And finding who even owns something is impossible.
Dude, even on PC, like, have you guys tried playing games from the 90s to the 2000s? Even with compatibility,
you need...
It's a pain
like, without DOSBox, almost none of them work.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. It's a little bit of both. It's the platform.
No, it wouldn't be
holder
developers. It'd be publisher, right? Probably more so.
Either or.
Yeah.
So it's kind of both depending on the scenario.
Yeah.
But yes, more hate seems to be directed at the platform holders, but it's borderline 50-50. Like Microsoft's platform says, "Hey, we want all our games to be backwards compatible." So I don't know how much better they can be in a modern setting about backwards compatibility and game preservation. They've done everything they can do. But if the license holders are causing problems or if there's tech issues or whatever, then there's not much Microsoft can do about it. Like I said, I would love for X-Men Origins Wolverine to be backwards compatible, but I assume there's licensing issues. So you probably can't blame Microsoft, for example, for X-Men Origin Wolverine. It's Activision, it's Disney, it's maybe Hugh Jackman, it's God only knows. So it's a little bit of both.
My wife just gave me a Chewbacca doll.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Well,
At Ross for $6. Normally 20.
Dude, nice.
Also a hamburger. Yay.
Oh, Wendy's. We're getting Wendy's in Australia.
Wendy's is the best one.
Their frosties are really good.
No, for us, Nick, because they're the only one that really does a lot of actually keeping everything fresh and not frozen. They're the one here.
And their frosties are
in
nice.
Australia. In Australia, they're all pretty good because we have good.
Yeah, McDonald's we don't freeze our quarter pounders. That's it. They freeze everything else, and it tastes like ass. So, Wendy's is the good one.
Okay, fair enough. Selfish burrito.
We got a room, Jesse.
Selfish burrito. Welcome back, Nick, you handsome devil. And congrats to Collingwood. Oh, yeah. I held off on this question from last week, but here we go now. Apple has toyed with getting into console quality gaming for some time. Apple Arcade is a massive success. Is it? For them, and as a gaming platform itself, it's a monster. But when it comes to console PC quality games, it's always been them showing and saying, this is awesome, look at us, and show something impressive, and it turns out to not move the needle at all, and goes away until the next time they say it. However, I think this time might be different, and different because of Xbox/Microsoft. The iPhone 15 Pro, which is what I'm using right here, being able to run Resident Evil 4 Remake, Resident Evil Village, Death Stranding, and AC Mirage is impressive. Yes, the phones are $1,000, blah, 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 blah. It's still impressive. Xbox is about to close ABK, and it's been clear from the get-go that it's all about mobile. The games we're getting are literally just a nice cherry on top. And they will be pushing to be able to get their own store on both Apple and Android. I think Xbox will get a store on Apple devices in Europe at least, because they will be getting the backing of the EC in Europe to break the duopoly they have with Google on the mobile marketplace. Xbox would then be able to both sell native Xbox games on iPhone and also offer native Game Pass games on the service. Sure, some will not work, and the cloud will be there for that. But if you look at the majority of games on Xbox Game Pass, they're not pushing the boundaries more than the games are listed above that will be native on the phone by early next year. What do you guys all think? Is this at least in the realm of possibility? There's absolutely hurdles there, but I think a company like Microsoft would have both the capital and motivation to do it. Well, yeah, I mean...
Absolutely not.
Not a chance in hell.
No.
Why?
Because also, those games are the PS4, they're PS4 games.
They're cross-gen
And we don't know how they're going to run. We don't know how they're going to sell. It's Apple. They've jumped in by doing 4 games that are all old. Like,
we don't know how they're going to treat the phone.
They will
going to
destroy battery life. They will destroy.
How is it going to run? How is it going to feel to play? How's it going to run? How long is your battery going to last?
Going to turn into like a sun. Yeah. You know what I mean? When you play these games.
Yeah, bad. Like, the phone's going to melt. And I have an iPhone 15 Pro. That is the camera that's you're using.
The reason why, I mean,
now.
Microsoft and Apple obviously don't need to play well in markets where they're not forced to. But also, they're already taking another avenue to target this TV audience that doesn't have consoles, right? With streaming directly through on the TVs. Fast forward 10 years, and every single TV will come with the controller and with the app already on it and have Bluetooth connected to it.
I got a cutting board.
The hell?
Cool. I will say, I feel like there's not much of an excuse for indies to not be putting their games on iPhone. Remember to hit that like.
Bare face.
Go.
I don't know.
Keep it there. Keep it there for a bit. Maybe it'll work if you keep it there long enough.
Maybe it's the.
What about you, Sol? Do it. Just keep it there for a while. No. Put it. That's it. That's it. Maybe Sol's. Why is it only mine that works?
God, my finger's so burned from grilling. Look at that. Terrible.
Dang.
Hit that like button, everyone. Hey. What if I do that?
But you know what? Though,
no, you know what? That's probably
what the hell?
That is built into your. Is that built into your iPhone?
Ooh,
that's got to be built into your iPhone. That seems like a stupid Apple thing to do.
Nick, try some other flipping symbols, man. Try doing like
Apple is amazing. What if I do that one?
do the Spider-Man one.
No,
do the
Spider-Man.
That's not Spider-Man. That's a pagan power symbol. Spider-Man. He does this. Whip. The whip.
Yeah, the whip. Like
that's not working.
Way too zoomed in.
Yeah, that's definitely an iPhone thing.
Try thumbs down. Do you think that works?
What was the other one? I did that, and the balloons came up.
Hey, East, I guess. I don't know.
That would be really annoying if you're trying to take a picture.
Apple is the best company in the world. Yeah, I feel like
if you do this, will it just say the game?
Oh, we all just lost.
Hold on. Hey, okay. What if I do that? Does it do
you get canceled. No.
No, we thought that was an insult when we were kids growing up. We made it an insult.
There's culture where like if you point your feet at someone, that's an insult. Like my grandma's Lebanese, and there was a lot of like a mix of Muslim and Christian stuff that was very. That's an insult where I grew up. I'm like,
but no, this was ASS hole is what we did as a kid.
Oh no.
Okay,
well, that became a W and a P online a couple years ago, but it wasn't actually real, but everyone thought it was.
That's funny.
but to me, there's no excuse.
Do you think the
for
games will
stuff
have
like
people playing them to warrant the
I
development?
don't know. Like, I'd play Cocoon on my iPhone natively if it came to iPhone. Like, why wouldn't you release stuff like that? Cocoon, Party Animals.
What never works though is a control when you need a controller.
That's what I'm
When
saying.
it doesn't work with touch controls. That's when it never works.
What else do you reckon it would do? There's got to be other cool stuff that the iPhone could do. I want to discover all of these. I think they're great. Like, what great is like, hey everyone, hit that like button. Ping.
Try the thumbs down. You think?
Oh yeah.
Do a heart.
Ooh, thumbs down. I love you all.
Oh my God.
All right. Do 2 thumbs up.
Oh yeah.
Hey. Oh!
I look.
How good's that?
All right.
That's
Do
so cool.
peace sign with 2 hands.
Hey.
And
Look at that.
do the rock on sign with both hands.
Oh.
iPhone is the greatest. Yeah, nightclub. Ooh, hold on. You know what? That's going to go really well with. Here we go. That's going to go really well with this. Woohoo! And again.
Those are all the iOS 17 gestures I saw.
No, I saw you guys get to 4 hours at times.
Yeah, so those are reactions in FaceTime.
That is.
Do two thumbs down.
Oh, it's gonna be like.
Boo. Oh, no.
That's the last one.
No one likes rain.
Did you Google it to look up what they are?
Yeah, those are I put iPhone video gestures, and those are all from iOS 17.
That's a nice joke.
Come on.
I always feel like
Man,
we should have
what a-
music playing during
Someone's got to
this.
clip that. That's an emote right there for sure.
What a great ad for the iPhone 15 Pro that is.
And it was
It's
irrelevant.
iOS 17. iOS 17.
Man,
Yeah, look at that, mate. Can't beat Apple's amazing ecosystem.
Have some music.
some genius coder thought he was going to change.
We
the
love
world.
all our patrons.
Started working at Apple
love-
and made this.
We love all our patrons. We love you all. You guys are awesome. You guys rock, patrons.
We got a lot more questions, and it's been 2
Okay.
hours and 47 minutes.
Okay. Omen. Happy spooky October. It's finally the best season to be playing a spooky vampire game. Perhaps Redfall now with the latest patch. My question is this. Do you think we might be getting DLC for Redfall soon to capitalize on the season? You know what? This leads to another discussion we're having earlier. Rather than DLC for a game no one wants to play, Expandalone.
Well, the DLC
Make
for
a
Redfall...
really-
The DLC for Redfall, it's 2 operators. It's not like a new campaign. It's 2
I like
operators
it,
who you
yeah.
can play as in the... Yeah. So if they ever did do an Expandalone, it's not what's already been sold and they're committed to doing.
I think no to DLC. Boo. Yes to an Expandalone.
This is going to go on for the rest of the series.
He's gonna be doing this for the rest of time.
See, what
The
have you
fact
done?
that this happened because he randomly did a thumbs up. Oh my god.
No, but you're the one who figured it out. It's because of the iPhone.
This-
'Cause it wasn't working
This
for
is
us.
the greatest thing ever. I love it.
But in terms of this, Omen, never ever expect updates to games to come out this quickly, just because it's the season and things like that. They just got a big update out. You're not going to hear another update from Redfall DLC for at least
It's
like
so
Yeah,
good.
that was them putting their heads down and getting to work nonstop
Exactly.
since launch.
Exactly.
That's the greatest feature
Maybe
ever.
next year sometime. Who knows?
This is that just enhanced the podcast.
What's annoying is I have
immeasurably.
no control. I have no control
You
over
can't
it.
stop it.
It's just built into his. All I can do is hide him. I can't. Even if we're in
That's
OBS, I can't do anything.
It's the greatest feature ever. I'm gonna spam the living fuck out
You
of that
like
for
a
every
mask
podcast
on
for the rest of
only-
time.
Only the face shows.
It's so good. Okay.
They'll probably keep adding more
99
and you keep doing more dumb shit.
99 Rukin. First thing, welcome back, Nick.
Yeah.
Second, not a question, but a statement. Once Microsoft closes Activision, they should use the song Money and Power by Kid Ink. I've never heard of that song. To troll
They should
Sony.
use this song.
Hey. Okay.
Okay.
Now, my question for today, with news of Sony building their movie/TV shows with their version of Game Pass, should Microsoft follow suit with either acquiring or partnering with Warner Brothers or Paramount to do the same, maybe as a different tier? A side question for Nick after answering my question. When will you get Oh No, It's Alex on Xbox Era?
No, Microsoft's not getting into movies.
Yeah, please. I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised if they were probably looking at it at some point.
I mean,
I
remember
wouldn't be
that
surprised.
Netflix rumor, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a time that they were like, hey, maybe we just
Well,
buy Warner Discovery and have it all. The movies, the documentaries, the games, all of it. I'm sure that discussion was like, if ABK has taught you nothing,
Oh, yeah.
it's that at one point or another, everything was on the table, including Nintendo. Like, everything was probably on the table at one point.
That was on a table of people who didn't know what table they were at.
But they talk about everything, right?
Yeah, they would discuss
you've got
so many options.
That much money.
Yeah.
They have so
Yes.
much cash. It's like we have to think of what is worth it with this
Put
cash.
that
'cause
cash
it's going
to
lose
work.
money.
Yes, put that cash to work.
That being
So
said,
I wouldn't
mean,
be
if
surprised.
They did, they'd be crucified again, even though it's obviously secondary, whatnot, blah blah blah.
With
Speaking of
WB,
which-
with WB, people hate them so much right now because of Zaslav. It probably would be seen as a good thing.
And probably a
Yeah,
bad investment. To be fair.
And speaking
Horrible.
of movies and stuff, did you notice what Sony did with their subscription?
Yeah.
Hey, if you're a PlayStation, didn't we talk about that on this pod? Like, wasn't that a rumor mill like 2 years ago about PlayStation Plus having movies? They'll probably add anime too.
I'll be honest.
Why
I'm
not?
surprised it took Sony this long. They've been making movies for like 50 years, 60 years. Like,
But again, like I was told they were going to do it with PS Plus with movies and everything like almost 2 years ago. But sometimes stuff gets delayed, like especially during COVID. Playing Darkwing Duck happens. Like,
no, but like even like their IP usage, right? Why did it take this long for them to actually start using
never
all this
know.
gaming IP that they've had for 3 decades?
you never know. You never know. Boo to Sony taking this long. Boo. This one's not working. Boo, Sony. Hey. Okay. Good old Collingwood.
Last question.
Yes, good old Collingwood. Yay. Hello, Nick, Souls, and Jesse. Gee, Nick, what was so important last weekend that
Nothing.
you went and missed the podcast? I know it was a long weekend. All I did was watch TV. Well, we all know what happened last weekend, don't we?
Oh my god. How does he have control of this, Jesse? What's going on?
Because he's logged in.
Come on.
Actually, so am I.
They
Oh,
know how
okay.
to
That's
play the
interesting.
game. So, last week, Bethesda Softworks launched a new game, Elder Scrolls Castles. It wasn't a game for computer or console. It was a game for mobile. Also a game that I kind of leaked. With the impending acquisition of Activision Blizzard King closing next week, there will be even more mobile games from Xbox Studios. King is an obvious source, but Bethesda already have a range of mobile games, and Microsoft has ambitions to launch a mobile store to rival iOS and Android. So, as more mobile games come out of Xbox stables, will XboxEra review them? Good old Collingwood. On the Forza Motorsport playlist, Cakes the Distance. So yeah, apparently I asked so the person that told me about Project Wormwood, remember how we had talked about a Project Wormwood ages ago? Bethesda's got a Project Wormwood, which is a strategy game.
Strategy.
Apparently that's what Elder Scrolls Castles is. That's Project Wormwood. Apparently, that's what I was told. Like I asked, like when I saw Elder Scrolls Castles announced, I went back to them. I'm like, is this Project Wormwood? And they're like, yep. So I'm like, okay, cool. Well, there it is,
Gang,
Project
maybe buy
Wormwood.
it.
It's very hard to
is-
keep up with regular games. So if
Let
people
alone mobile
really want
games.
to, I was gonna do Mighty Doom, but then everything just popped off so hard that I couldn't play it very much. So I ended up not. doing it.
Very, very sad and very, very difficult for us to also review mobile games. Boo! It's
Yeah,
sad.
and the game is. I mean, I've had it for a bit. I've been playing it the last few days, because it's testing in Canada, because that's what they do with us. I guess they just randomly
That's
game.
awesome. That's so good for you. Well done. That's so cool.
But it's actually not bad. It's better than Mighty Doom for sure. I never played.
What? Mighty Doom's great. Have you played Mighty Doom?
Yeah, that's the one where the character just moves up, right? And you gotta like control
Yeah.
it a little bit.
Mighty Doom is awesome. It is
It's way better
fantastic.
than Mighty Doom in that sense. Like I actually want to play it. I want to level up my characters, build my kingdom, blah blah blah. But it's a mobile game, right? So you'll hit these clocks like, oh, I gotta wait 6 hours, or I gotta
Oh yeah, I've got to wait 75 hours for this little bit of life,
Or
to
spend money.
improve yeah, or spend money and take
I mean,
a
I've played
shortcut.
mobile games before. I played Puzzle and Dragons for like 6 years, like a lot. Like, but end of the day, it's just designed to get as much money from you as possible, you know,
Yes.
and not just cosmetic ways. So it's whatever.
And I'm perfectly fine with that because it will fund other games that aren't like that on console
I
and
mean, the
PC.
people that are addicted to Candy Crush because they're 100% addicted to the damn thing, they'll
My
fund
wife over
our
here.
next Halo game. You know, I'm okay with that.
Don't care, Trev. I don't care, mate. I don't care. It's the greatest thing ever, and it improves the podcast immeasurably. Immeasurably
John is,
improves the podcast.
It's gonna be in for something now when he comes back.
Oh man, isn't he ever? I'm going to spam the shit out of it. It is so cool. It is. I thought it was a StreamYard feature, and I'm just like, why is it only letting
Yeah,
me do
exactly.
it? That's very weird.
You know what? Like the more you play Castles, like the more features kind of open up, and like now there's a bit of combat, now there's a bit of this management, like a bit of Crusaders Kings. It is pretty well made. I will say that it's not just a typical mobile game.
So that's it for the community questions. So I want to thank all our patrons for sending in. I want to try something here. Ooh, look at that blurry background, for sending in your questions. We still have a few minutes before Sol has to go. So what better way to like celebrate than to show a little bit of amazing footage from last week? Look at this. Look how good. Look at this. There's the American man. There's Mason Cox, the American, going up in the ruck.
How many
Limited.
points do you get per
Nice.
per field goal? I don't know.
Bang.
Like,
The goalie from 50 meters. That's why so many AFL players end up in the NFL punting, because there's a lot of Australians that become punters not a lot, but a few.
you know, like, speaking of sports, the Cricket World Cup start coming up again. You should watch
Meh.
that. Too.
I don't care about cricket.
Cricket's awesome. Man, you
I do not give two
You're Australian.
shits
You have
about
to care
cricket.
about cricket. You guys have had the
I
best
do
team for,
not
like,
give
decades.
two shits about cricket. It is
All I
so
knew about
boring.
Australia
It's
growing up
Australian
was
baseball. It is
cricket.
Australian/British baseball, and baseball is
First
boring
off,
as shit.
baseball is American cricket. All right, not the other way around.
Oh yeah, you're probably right. I think cricket is older than baseball.
Way
Isn't it?
old. Cricket's super
Doesn't
old.
matter. America's just bigger and better.
Hey, we invented your best sport. I'm just saying. And by we, I mean Canada.
I mean, you all wear protective clothing for your sports. We don't.
Yeah, we actually
bash
care
each
about the
other.
health of our players instead of
We
just
just-
rubbing
I don't
that
know.
they're
We
all...
just bash
I don't
each
know
other.
about that, Josie. I don't know if we actually care about their health.
I didn't say a lot.
Yeah.
Oh man, you should watch hockey though.
So anyway,
awesome.
thank you all for joining us this week. Thank you all for your super chats. Thank you all for your patron support. Thank you for helping us celebrate Collingwood being the 2023 AFL premiers. You know, it was
Yay.
amazing. It was so amazing. Whoa, go Pies, go Pies. Yeah. It was so great. Look at that confetti. Woo,
You
it was
mix it
amazing.
together. What if you do two things at once?
So do a thumbs up and a peace sign? No.
You're gonna confuse-
Oh,
whoa.
the balloon
No,
came
but-
up. Okay, the balloons.
Okay. All right.
So yes, so thank you all for joining us. Hopefully, we'll see. Maybe next week will be the first episode in a while where it's just been like me, John, and Jesse instead of one of us missing. And I'm gonna continue working on guests. I'll see if Maka wants to jump on.
Next week should be a celebratory episode for
Oh yeah, next week ABK
Everyone.
might finally be closed, hopefully, and then we can start
It's not closed, I want them
discussing
to abandon it, man. One of the two.
the aftermath of ABK closing.
Yep.
But outside of that, there we are, right on 3 hours. So thanks everyone for joining us. We love you all. Bye. Ciao for now.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Bye-bye.